Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the show today. Very happy to have you here with us. Hopefully, you've all had yourselves a pretty good weekend, enjoying whatever's going on over here. You guys had Labor Day, I think, or you've had it recently. It's the beginning of September. Well, time does fly. But nevertheless, we're going to continue on with our Omni hero here today. We are waiting on a single person. We'll give him a minute. But how you doing there, lady? What's up with you? As I go and hit the like and share. Hopefully, everybody will do the same.
Hi, folks. Hi, Chester.
Hi. So, how's it in Texas? Did you get your second eye surgery all done and well?
Yes, and got my shades, my prescription shades, but my
Hmm.
clear glasses aren't in yet. I got a lot of trips back and forth to the doctor. So, yeah,
Sure.
joy, joy.
And was this
Fat
dealing with
age.
glaucoma or cataracts or what was it?
Oh, those were cataracts,
Well, at
and they're
least it's.
simple. Wasn't painful at all,
Hmm.
guys. If you have to do it, it does clear up your eyesight so much better. Doesn't give you perfect. Well, it didn't give me perfect eyesight because I've wore glasses almost most of my life.
Hmm.
Um, but the surgery is so simple. You don't really drive for 24 hours. So if you live alone, you really need somebody to drive you back and forth.
Right.
Sit at the house for 24 hours. Do your drops every 3 or 4 hours. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That the technology's gotten to. I don't know if the history of cataract surgeries, but it certainly is nice that we have it, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Keep it up. Keep it covered and wear your shades if you go outside.
Well, if you go back just, not even 100 years ago and beyond, there were a lot of blind people in populations. It was actually much
Yeah.
higher than you expect. And most of them weren't blind. They were cataracts and glaucoma and those kind of things we can treat these days. So we've
Yeah.
reduced the blind population incredibly. Um, my mother had troubles. Of course, she's passed away now, but she had those kind of problems in the end. But she couldn't get surgery because she could never stop eating sugar, and her diabetes was rampant. So they couldn't do surgery on her. Whatever, I don't know why, but whatever. That was the excuse I heard. But yeah, I never understood that kind of logic. But nevertheless, medical stuff is cool. Hey, GOP,
Hey there.
how was your weekend, dude?
Oh, not too bad. My little brother came into town. Their kid just turned 1, so uh,
Sweet.
he- yeah, him and his wife brought the kid over and hang out with family and stuff. So that was nice.
Did your brother marry a worthy woman?
It seems like they get along pretty well. So
Well, I mean, it's these days it seems that that's a 50-50 question.
yeah, true. Well, I mean, only time will tell, right? But.
True. It is quite disturbing that things have got to that kind of level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well,
it, it's
societal decay.
yeah. But I mean, I do understand why so many young men are just nope, and just noped out of it and not involving themselves. I get it, and honestly, until they make certain changes, it's not going to change.
Like ending no fault divorce.
Yeah, no, the simple fact that the women have 100% control over everything that involves women, which, makes sense when you say it like that. But, and men have no say, they have no control. The whole thing with alimony and stuff is a little bit blown out of proportion. 90 plus percent of all divorces end without any alimony at all. So that's not actually
Mhm.
a truth that it's more of an urban legend. Child support is different. Of course, you should support your child, but you shouldn't be in that situation. But yeah, no, it's out of control. It's way out of control. And you have a lot of young men who really want to make families because it is that DNA urge, right?
Yeah.
And they're simply just going overseas. Now, I did this inadvertently. I was a very different animal though, because I never had trouble having girls around me. I always have always had a girl since I was like 12 or even before. I just inadvertently married a foreign girl. It wasn't the intention. But a lot of young guys are going out and just looking for foreign girls because they're just normal women.
Yeah, and divorce rates are much lower from what I've seen for men who marry foreign wives.
Yeah,
It
well,
seems like.
because
Well,
they're
depending on where from,
oh sure,
obviously.
but I mean it's because they're just women, just normal women.
Yeah.
They had you everybody has a responsibility in every situation that we have, right?
Mhm.
And in this case with children, men and women have responsibilities to a family. I mean, we do. And Foreign women and women, some women in America as well, half it seems, understand that responsibility of being a mother and a wife. You know,
Sure.
and that's why it's less troublesome because they're just moms and wives, normal women, right?
Yeah.
But it's ridiculous that in the West you're looking at a literally a 50-50 flip of whether you get that actual just normal woman or not. That's a ridiculous amount, dude. It's not right.
Yeah. Well, Western society.
Western
That's
society. Have I killed enough time? I'm just going to go. Can I just go?
Yep.
No, you still got 5 minutes.
I got 5 minutes. Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay, I got five. I'll wait 5 more minutes. Anyway,
Chester, don't let me tell you how to run your show. It's your show.
oh, it is my show, but that's all right. This show doesn't get much views live anyway, and surprised how many people watch it after the fact, though. But I guess they just kind of listen to like radio when they're doing something else, I suppose. I've never done that.
Maybe.
I've never actually watched. You told me to check out Critical Role, and I did check out like 5 minutes, and it was so woke and dripping that I was like, ah,
Wait,
fuck
wait,
this
wait,
shit.
wait. Did you go back? I haven't watched the newer stuff, mind you. I will recommend the first campaign.
Yeah,
Like
I have
go.
no idea. I went. There was some black lady running a thing, and it was ridiculously bad. It
I
was
I
bad.
don't know.
It
Yeah,
it wasn't.
I don't know about
Yeah, no, it wasn't even good role play. I mean, if bunch of woke actors, voice actors doing a thing sounds like an idea. I get it, right? But it wasn't even
that.
very
Yeah.
good, and it was way woke, dude. It was super stupid woke. They all gave the little pronouns. They all had their little pink hairs. They were all gay. Everybody was
Yeah.
clearly gay.
I'm going to assume that's something new, and because once again, like if you go back and watch the old campaign, which is I forget how many years old now, right?
Hmm.
It's kind of like when 5e was like first becoming big, kind
Right.
of thing.
They just didn't. They didn't feel comfortable enough to let their hair down at that point. Is what you mean? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, back then there was like one or two people in the group, who kind of sometimes would, you know, dabble into that space, but it wasn't like all the time in your face like I think a lot of stuff is now. So I mean, I can't attest to anything about Critical Role now because I haven't watched it in a long time. But that first campaign was actually really good.
Yeah, I just don't understand. I'm not interested in watching other people play a game when I can just do it myself. It's like my
True.
son, he watches a lot of people playing video games.
Hmm.
And I'm like, why don't you just play it yourself? I mean, I do watch Raptor from time to time, a couple of people like that, but that's more to see, am I interested in buying this game, right? And so,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Well, what kind of reminds me of it? Kind of makes me think of like when people watch sports, kind of thing. Like they're, and people are giving commentary and
oh,
things. Yeah, like you could just play it yourself, kind of thing.
right.
But
My son tried to convince me that esports was a real thing. I said,
I guess if you're getting paid, end of the
no,
day.
it's not. He said the Koreans filled stadiums for it. I was like, yeah, well, they're
Well,
fucking dumbass Koreans. What do you want?
Chester,
I see you
behave.
become more Japanese than I realized.
No, I'm just playing. I mean, anytime you make a stereotype about a culture, it is a stereotype. There's
Hmm.
always some basis and there's some kernel of truth in there. Sometimes a lot of truth in there. It depends. But you know, the Koreans are a noise. They're kind of the French of Asia, right? Which you would think Vietnam would be, but they're not. They're actually quite quiet, super hardworking. You know, if you want a good workers for your project, get some Vietnamese, dude. Um,
Yeah.
but they are noisy, but not all of them. But they are kind of noisy, whiny people. Their clothing is bright, and they literally will would put plaid on plaid. I'm not
Mm.
joking.
Oh,
Okay.
oh
Well,
no.
Yeah, no, I know,
to
lady.
each their own, I guess.
Um, But to be fair, they do have great food, and I've had plenty of really nice Koreans I've met, and they're fun. The same with the Chinese, but the problem with China is twofold. It's the government is a freaking train wreck, because it's just this oligarchy dictatorship thing, right? It's not at all what they protest to be. But the Chinese culture itself has some really big problems with it, right? So,
Oh yeah,
but then again, I've met a lot of fun, nice Chinese, and this is true everywhere. I've actually had French friends,
I've had French fries.
and so oh, those are good, but they're not actually French, nor are they made.
I
They're
know.
just
I know.
julienne. They said, "Well, we julienne them, so call them French." It's
Oh
fancier,
man, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, you got to keep in mind, not even 100 years ago, if you went into an American restaurant, there would be French all over your menu, right? There was French food was the because the French were the sophisticated, fancy people for the Americans, right? Because you got to keep in mind, after the Revolutionary War, um, they were our buddies. They helped us out, right? So we had a very
Mhm.
close relationship with France, and Britain was our enemy, right? And that carried, and of course, we bought the French territories from Napoleon, right?
Yeah.
Louisiana Purchase. Did we remember this from our social
Yee-
studies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I
Yeehaw.
remember.
Do they
Yeehaw.
even have social studies in school anymore?
Well, you
I
would
have
think
no
they
idea.
would, but
They did when I was a kid, but I don't know now.
it's weird today because we don't see it at all. But if you go back, not even 100 years ago, just like to the 20s and 30s, huge numbers of French language in your menus, on the streets, shop names. There was French everywhere. It was actually very inundated into the culture, and these days, the modern American wouldn't even realize it because
I
there's
I feel
hardly any
like
French at all.
yeah, I feel like America soured a bit on the French after Vietnam, but not even just Vietnam. I think France has always kind of taken a very how do I say French perspective on things.
Yeah,
Especially it's
17 after.
yeah,
oh, okay.
no, but with De Gaulle in World War II, I think was
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
in the
well
was the
that,
nail in
and
the
then I
coffin.
think I don't think that was a nail in the coffin, but I think that definitely pushed us very far in the
Mhm.
current direction of things,
Right.
and yeah,
But it
Vietnam
is
and all that.
interesting. I watched this show where this guy, he's one of them mud flutters,
Mud
conspiracy theory
flutters.
dudes.
Okay.
Yeah, I love conspiracy theories. They're so much fun. You just need to take it with a grain of salt, right? But they don't. But anyway, he
Always.
was going on and all his kind of stuff, and they don't understand that. Well, yeah, 200 years ago, Krakatoa did go off, and it did drop frickin' 3 meters of mud on top of Europe. That happened. It's not a surprise. We do have documentation, guys. If you went and looked into it a little bit. But they're like mud flood with the mystery of the mud flood. No, it's volcanic fallout. But whatever. They do good because they're autistic and they're digging. They come out with some really neat stuff, man. It's fun. But he was covering menus. He was doing different places in the world, but this was in the American episode. And my God, dude, like 90% of all the menus in America from the 19th century up to about the 1930s were mostly French. It was pretty cool. Anyway,
Yeah, but
I'm
we
done.
lost our taste for snails.
Well, it wasn't just that.
Never
It
had
was
any problem.
because the Americans used to have this, and you can see this in like Little House on the Prairie if you ever watched it. Americans used to have this idea that the French was the sophisticated thing we were trying to become. We were
Yeah.
country bumpkins, the French were fancy, the French fashion, and the Americans were always trying to emulate the French. And we did this
and
for quite a while.
and we also had a very considerably long amount of time where we hated the British too. So
Well, yeah,
enemy
no, a
of the
very long time,
enemy.
and
Yeah,
that's only recent. I mean, because keep in mind, the American people wanted nothing to do with World War One nor World War Two. We wanted
true.
nothing to do. And do keep in mind, our founders were very clear: stay out of foreign engagements. But
Well,
now
I mean,
that's all we do.
yeah, that's true. I mean, we did have like I'm not against like the Monroe Doctrine kind of perspective where if you mess around in our neck of the woods, okay, fine. Well, we'll get involved, but I'm definitely yeah, we probably don't need to be nearly as interventionist as we currently
Dude, we
are.
got like 1,000 black sites that we know of around the world.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure it's probably quadruple that. But it's just ridiculous. If someone is causing trouble and trying to make trouble for you, kick their ass, whoop their ass hard, don't even play. Sure.
Mhm.
Send
But
them
beyond
home to their mamas crying.
that's right, with their tail between their legs. But beyond that, stay out of this fucking foreign shit. Because the Middle East has been murdering itself for thousands of years. The Europeans have been fighting and murdering each other for thousands of years. Everywhere you go, because that's what humans do. The Americans had a perfect opportunity just to sit back and be peace, chill, man. That's what
Yeah,
we had an opportunity to be.
we wanted to be the new British, but not so hands-on in the way the British were.
Oh, we
So
just
like,
decided to become the new Rome instead.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's yeah, basically.
Anyway,
Um, yeah.
let me go ahead and start. I've killed enough time, I do think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let me go ahead and bring this up. Here we go, and let me go ahead and so keep an eye on the other side. All right.
I am.
Thank you very much. Of course, we're doing Omni Hero here. Today, I'm going to do things a little bit different. I'm not going to. I'm not going to use too many visuals. I'm just going to kind of do a little, almost like a one shot within the world. See how that goes. But we are doing Omni Hero, and it's a fun little four-color hero type of Marvel superhero role playing. I've adjusted things a little bit. I think it's smoother and cleaner, but other than that, it's not so much. Nevertheless, we are another weekend and it's you guys got 2 full weeks on the job, and you're in training. Of course, you guys are the day shift, not seeing the nighttime action that goes on. We are, of course, Pawtucket is it is the 19th percentile of danger and crime in America, which is shockingly bad when you think about cities like Baltimore or Detroit or certain parts of Los Angeles, Chicago. But Pawtucket, it's like, hey, hold my beer, right? In reality. And of course, in our game, this is an Elseworld type of game. It's even worse. This is a hotbed of area, but at the same time, it has no prestige. So it doesn't get much love from Omnicore International. You guys are low budget, under budgeted constantly, etc., etc. However, another week has gone by and you're sitting in your mandatory, morning yoga fitness with Mandy Pepper.
I have
And
a full jazzercise outfit on. I'm
you do,
getting into it.
yeah, I know you should. You should, and so does Randy. Yeah, he hasn't lost any weight though yet. So, but everybody's actually into it. You got your full jazzercise outfit. You got your little mat, your yoga mat, and of course, the reality is yoga, ballet, things like that are really good for athletes. Actually, so it's not an odd idea, but you're doing that, and of course, it's going normal and you guys decide to get out and go start doing your patrol. And therefore, today, you guys are going to go over to Darlington. You haven't spent much time in there. Of course, we've got Hasbro Factory over there, but Darlington is an absolute crime-ridden space. To be fair, Woodlawn through downtown up into southeast Central Falls is certainly worse, but Darlington is pretty bad. A lot of gang
Huge
stuff.
place. Oh my goodness, it's a huge piece of land.
Is it?
I'm looking at Darlington on the map.
Yeah, I'm showing a map.
Well, we
Yeah.
can't see it because
It
you're not
looks
sharing
huge.
with us.
Oh, I'm not?
Well,
Oh,
on,
well.
on
How
YouTube.
dare I even? All right, let me go fix
Mhm.
that.
We just assumed you're just just not
Hey,
sharing with
Ferio,
us.
how you doing, man?
Hey,
There you
what's
go.
up?
There you go. There you go. Okay. All
All
right.
right,
You happy
cool.
now? All right.
Yeah,
Good.
slightly more.
All right. So,
In comparison, like Fair and what was the one with the horse down there?
well,
It's pretty
Woodlawn
large.
through downtown up into north of this Pawtucket and Central Falls is really the bad area. And of course, your office is in the south part of downtown there on this map. But they're all bad. The only two places that are really somewhat metered are like over there in Fairlawn and Oak Hill. These are because there's money there, right? Those places are a little bit better, but the rest of it is, crime ridden. But nevertheless, you're going to Darlington today. And you guys are kind of doing your thing, and you see some normal little stuff. The cops are quite busy jumping around and just dealing with people. You see them busy on the street. And lady, as you guys are driving along or flying along, however you're moving, you do notice that there are a lot of police are stopped down one alleyway, police cars, but there's also some of the government chief vehicles, which you don't usually see. So something very serious has happened down that alleyway. Would you like to inspect it or just continue on?
Let's inspect.
All right.
My friend, what do you want? What do you want to do?
I'm flying up and well, we're talking through comms, I assume.
Yeah.
Let's see what sort of evil is afoot.
All right. So you
Yeah,
get
let's
yourself
not
up above it. Now,
probably go
lady, you
walk
can,
in
can
here.
you can fly as
Come
well,
through.
can't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you can? Oh, I thought you couldn't fly.
Yeah. No, it's tower. It can't fly.
It's
Oh
tower.
yeah,
Um,
that's true.
So, you guys are up above, and what you see below is pretty grisly, especially for a four color. But there are pieces of body strewn around this alleyway. The police have cordoned it off, and they're making sure no one can get in because it is pretty bad. And you see various government chiefs and officials, which there's never a lack of those, are sitting around talking to the police. This seems to be a quite serious situation. Now, of course, death happens in these areas. Obviously, the violent crime is quite high. But so why are these? You don't even know how many bodies. Is it a body, two bodies? You don't know. But because it
It could be that one
literally,
cop that can fall apart and regenerate.
what? Who are you talking about?
There was one 2 weeks ago we ran across a cop they were trying to make some extra money, so they were staging a fight.
Yeah, but where did you get the concept that they could fall apart and rebuild themselves? I don't understand where you got this idea.
I thought there was one guy that could do that. Never mind.
No, yeah.
I've
Huh.
slept several
No, that's
times
okay.
since then.
I created fantasy I didn't even know. Sweet.
Oh, there you go.
So anyway,
All that hidden lore.
it's all that hidden lore. Yeah, that seeps out between the edges. But obviously, whoever's dead or something is more important than normal because usually this would not call for government officials. So, what do you guys want to do?
We should probably investigate. You know, we're not going to fly into the middle of this thing just because technically the police have the ability to, like, hey, if we don't want you here, you
No,
can't
they
come in.
don't
Yeah,
actually. I was
we'll
very
see if
Oh, they
clear in
don't?
telling you they don't.
Oh,
You
I thought
supersede
you said.
all actions. Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought we transferred things over to
No,
like
no,
PD.
no. They don't. They do not.
Okay.
They cannot supersede you. Now, they doesn't mean they have to cooperate with you, but they
All right,
cannot
fair enough.
supersede you. Yeah.
Okay.
If they
Um.
need our help with anything,
Well, yeah. We'll.
don't
I'm
push our
still not
shoulders
gonna
if we
fly into
don't
the
need
middle of it. I'll come in at the edge and show my badge and all that stuff and like, what seems to be the problem here?
The cop you're talking to said, "I don't know, man. I was just told to, you know, keep everybody back."
Who's
Uh.
your supervisor?
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, Mr. O'Reilly, Sergeant O'Reilly.
Would you point him out, please?
He is."
Thank
Okay.
you very much, sir.
We go speak to the sergeant.
All right. You kind of push your way through the other cops. They get out of your way, and you kind of walk into the scene. And like I said, you saw it from above. You have a bunch of just a lot of government officials, which usually you never see, right? Um, uh,
Amy?
when you came in, all the different vehicles, all kind of different department markings on them, and the little lights they put on top. When they want to be important.
Mhm.
You see a bunch of the people talking. The sergeant is listening intently to what he's being told by various suits.
Uh, I won't interrupt. I'll just listen till they're done talking, because he's getting informed of something, so I might as well get informed too.
I
Well,
do have a skill of detective and espionage.
you do,
Yes.
that's cool. But right now, listening
Don't
is
need it.
probably
Okay.
enough. But those are very handy skills. Yeah, very handy. Okay, so basically the gist of it, you don't know who, but because you come in at the tail end of a conversation, but he's saying to the sergeant, you need to make sure that we keep press out of here. We can't have this getting out. What's happened here? I don't care what you need to do. Just make sure that this doesn't leak.
Okay. When they're done talking, I'll go over to the sergeant. Excuse me, sir.
Uh,
I'll show him.
you guys,
Yeah.
your audios just went crazy and robotic.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
you're. I can barely make you out, dude. Lady,
Oh,
can you
that's
speak
weird.
for me?
Hello,
Oh, you're
everybody.
fine.
Amy and
Speak
Ethereal.
again, GOP.
Yeah, mine is showing like flashing back and forth between like
All
no,
right, it's
barely any
working now.
signal.
It's working
Okay.
now. Go ahead.
I don't know what's going on with mine. Okay, yeah, so my character will say, "Excuse me, officer," and I show him my badge. I am the Almighty Cloaca. I see there's a situation here, and is there any way we can be of assistance?
He says, "Oh yeah, Omnicore. I saw your files. You're the new trainees, yeah."
Indeed.
He says, "Look, in this situation, we really just need to keep everything as kind of hush hush as possible. It seems we have a little bit of a celebrity here," and he kind of looks at the strewn pieces. Most of them have been covered by a sheet or something, but he just looks at the debris field.
Uh, by
I know
celebrity,
how to
is he
cause
just
a distraction. Do you want me to go distract the
I'm sorry,
wait, what?
one at a time. Go ahead, lady.
I know how to cause a distraction. I can go fly up to one of the top of the buildings and start posing for TikTok and send it off for TikTok.
Why would you need a distraction? I don't understand what you're. Why
Well,
why do you
distract
need a distraction?
all the video people, all the news people.
Well, they're
Are the
not
news
even here
people?
yet. Actually, there are no
Yeah.
media here whatsoever. Yeah.
And I mean, it's a pretty cordoned off area, so it'd be, you know.
We haven't started yet,
Yeah, there's no
Amy.
need for a distraction. Yeah, there's no need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
So he says there's a celebrity. Is he just, trying to say that it's more of a extreme, like just trying to emphasize the extremeness of the act, or does he have like a potential individual that they might be considering
they
for
have
this?
no. He has no idea who did it. None at all.
Okay.
He kind of does look around side to side. He says, "Now you guys are all under UN charter, so I can give you information, and if it goes beyond you, it's your fault," which is true.
Understood.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he says, he said that's Alan. Let's see, what should I call him? I always go to call him Alan Worthington, but that's too much on the nose. Um,
Mhm.
no, his name is going to be. Oh, I know, Alan Wajowski. We'll go with that. Alan Wajowski.
Wonderful. That'll be
Yes.
fun to spell.
Now, he's a local celebrity. He's a bit older guy. He's like in his 40s, and he's the guy that he does special reports for local media, and he's the guy that's on site at the local pizza joint. You know that guy.
Okay.
So he is well-known figure in Pawtucket, particularly Providence as well. But he is a bit of celebrity, and of course the sergeant is a bit perplexed because who hates this guy? I mean, he literally is just the guy who goes and promotes local dineries, trying to get people to go spend money in locally instead of driving down into Providence. That's what he
Mm.
does. He's trying to promote Pawtucket, spending your money in Pawtucket, stops that taking it out.
Yeah,
20
yeah,
minutes south.
simple. Yeah. I
So
get it. The friendly side of the news kind of thing.
yeah. Little old ladies and cats and trees,
Yeah.
shit like that. Uh,
Okay.
so
Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
no. So that's who's dead. And like I said up above, you couldn't even tell if how many bodies it was, but he only mentions the one body. But it was literally torn to pieces. And he says, you guys, of course, have the right if you want to investigate the scene. Please go ahead. Just don't interfere with any of the detectives who are doing their thing.
Understood. Thank you, Sergeant. I look over at Lady because she definitely has better detective skills than I do.
Yep. And
Um,
this is when she uses it. So
yes.
you guys are going to go into the scene and you go to do investigations. So now, GOP, do you have any skills that pertain to this?
Let's see. No, because I've got some martial arts and I've got physics skills, but none of that's gonna matter for this.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Because you've min-maxed yourself into combat. I know.
mhm.
Yeah. Such a bad boy. But so, lady, it falls on you. Uh,
Oh,
excuse me. You're going to make a wisdom roll as you're looking around at the various
okay.
evidence, and you're going to use your detective espionage, which gives you I don't know how many skills you pumped into it.
I have an excellent in
No.
wisdom.
One thing at a time, please.
Okay.
Your detective espionage. How many skill points did you put into it?
I put 2.
So therefore, it's a specialization. Okay, so it's plus
Yes.
2, and of course it won't come up. But if there is any situation that initiative is required, you would get a plus 1 to speed.
Okay.
But nevertheless, you get a plus 2 to this roll, which brings you up to an incredible. So go after spending some time moving around and just looking at the various evidence, which detectives are doing the same thing you're doing.
Mm.
You guys have learned, even though this is only your third week on the job, the locals cannot omit you, but they have no interest in working with you yet. Now you don't know how the Alpha team, the Paw Patrol, how their interaction with the cops is. You don't know, but for you newcomers, you guys, they certainly are not. They're not upfront offering help. You can see that, but that's not
Yeah,
weird.
that's why I
That's
have my
pretty
own gloves and my own
right.
booties, so
Yes.
I won't
So
leave.
it is very normal for cross policing groups to not be very cooperative. Nevertheless, make your roll under the incredible column, please.
Okay, let me get to. Whoops. Okay, that.
Should I still do a roll just in case I get something ridiculous or no?
You can, of course.
Okay.
It's
So
just under your straight wisdom.
incredible.
Yeah. Which I did upgrade to good, so it's not typical anymore.
That's good.
30, barely into the green.
37. All right. So basically, you got yourself a green, which isn't, you got some information,
I
but
missed.
not
Uh-huh.
great. Go ahead and make your roll,
Yeah.
Cloaca.
It's opening right now. It's going slow
Yeah,
for
you're
whatever
having
reason.
some connections issues, it sounds like.
Yeah. Well, that's how internet goes sometimes.
It's true. I do have to do a plug, though, even though I'm not sponsored by, well, not even myself. But nevertheless, when we're talking about keyboards and stuff, I have upgrade. I use Logicool stuff mostly for my peripherals. But I just upgraded to a Logicool Carbon keyboard, mechanical keyboard.
Here we go.
Dude, dude, I'm telling you, go buy one of these things. It is the most awesome interact. It's so sturdy. It's nice and heavy, and the keystroke. Oh, it's an amazing thing. Anyway, oh, we've got 25 now. That shit.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So, lady, the, the
Yeah.
the information you get is exactly the same as the detectives are getting because we're not going to have any super detective working on this case right now. So you can tell by looking at the various body parts and the distribution of body parts and the blood streams and all that kind of information that uh, this looks like someone was ripped apart by hand. So it's not like a machete attack or a chainsaw attack or some kind of explosion or anything like that. It literally
Okay.
looks like someone has
Is
been
there
ripped apart.
anybody that has a fingerprint thing?
You
Dust.
you would
Dust.
think you would have that on you, lady. You
Okay,
have the
fine.
skills,
I
so
got
I
it.
would assume you have all the kit you
Okay.
need. Yes.
If I can find a big enough piece of flesh to dust, I'll dust it. See if there's
Well,
Or
any fingerprints.
and I'm kind of putting
You're
that
right.
all into your role.
Okay.
There is
Mhm.
nothing particular standing out about any kind of fingerprints. If you had rolled higher, maybe there would have been,
How about footprints?
or maybe not. But so no, you don't have any fingerprints, but it is someone that has immense strength. Now, in this current world we live in, that's
There's
a
a lot of people like
large
that.
list of people. Yeah.
Are there footprints? I
Are
mean, it's
there?
pretty bloody.
It
There's a
is
lot
pretty
of
bloody.
footprints.
Therefore, yeah, the cloaca is speaking to the. Well, what's your character's name again?
What did I? Her real name's unpronounceable because she's an elf, but they call her Tiri.
Tiri. Tiri. Okay. So the cloaca mentioned this to Tiri. So give me another roll, both of you.
All right.
Yeah, GOP's a little
51.
bit better. A little bit better.
Okay.
I still get to
And
do it at incredible
Always.
yep,
That's
I
yours.
got a
okay.
That's yours.
green.
48 this
Okay, so
time.
we're still sitting under the green.
Yeah.
But you guys do specifically look for footprints, and you see what may be a footprint. It's very smudged, and it's very large, and it seems maybe animal. It doesn't seem human. It's not human, that's for damn sure.
Okay,
Even though
it's
it's
not like
very
in a
small.
shoe.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's not a shoe. It's like a paw print of some kind. You're not.
Taking pictures of it, sending
Yeah,
it back
no,
to the lab.
of course.
Of
And
course.
of course, you have Kitty is on that immediately, and she's doing analyzing. She says it is really marred, but it looks like a cat paw. She says the AI comes, the computer comes back with that information.
Okay.
Hmm. Do
That's
we know of
but
myths that have that sort like that size? Is that kind of could that be a normal size for a myth if it potentially is?
Yes,
Okay.
have her
that's
run
an
an
easy answer.
analysis on a person who is strong enough that has feline features that could go such a thing in the area, a myth.
Um,
Well, that's too big
in
too.
the area,
Only.
not that is known. No.
Okay.
Kitty is working with you, right? She
Hmm.
is here
Yeah.
with you, of course. But she's me, basically. But not that, nothing that is known. No.
Not
Looking
in
for
the
more
surrounding
clues.
area either, outside of the like in the surrounding
There are
town.
people in New England, for instance, that the myths that are known to be a little bit troublemakers, but a murderer like this, no, no.
That is particularly cat-like in their appearance.
Yes, there are many, but keep in mind, myths rarely are seen in the human world.
That's true. That's why I thought it might be easier to pick one out if there aren't that
But the
many of
answer
them.
is no. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And we don't see any particular trail leading anywhere. Nothing
As
to
far
go
as we
on.
know, the print was on the side of the wall.
No, it was in
There's a
the
footprint.
strewn blood on the sidewalk. Excuse me, on the road. Because you guys are in an
Okay.
alleyway, and it's one of those,
Yeah.
New England alleyways, which are, what am I? Hold on a second. Those New England alleyways that, everything's very narrow up in the old world, if you want to call it that, for America. It's not like when you get down to the South and and especially Midwest and stuff, where everything is bright, wide streets, and it's not like that. In New England, everything is very narrow because people were living there, but long before cars. You see.
Right.
Hmm.
So everything's very narrow, like Boston is a perfect example, and of course you're very close to Boston here. It's it's not broad, so it's a very narrow little alley. Honestly, you wouldn't want to take a Cadillac down it.
Yeah. Well, okay, so it's a narrow alley. Blood probably got everywhere, right? Even if we don't see
It's on the walls, it's
footprints.
on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah. There
Uh,
would probably be some sort of trailing off area where you would see blood splatter. Maybe the target went up to the roof. I can go check up there, and if you want to check and see if it went, you know, if there's a blood trail leading in any particular direction,
Now, do
does
keep
it
in
Yeah.
start?
mind,
Yeah,
you guys can do that. That's fine. But do keep in mind there are detectives working, and and
true.
all the cops and stuff are outside, of this circle that you're in, this perimeter. It's actually square.
Mhm.
The only people that are in here with you are detectives, and those are not cops. These are lab technician types.
Yeah, so they'd probably be pretty knowledgeable. I'll go up to one. Pardon me. Uh, does
He
there
says,
happen to be?
"Oh, the almighty cloaca,"
Oh, you've heard of
and
me.
he puts his
It's
hand out
always
to
a.
shake your hand.
Oh, I absolutely shake his hand. I'm very friendly.
Well, what's your pop
Oh,
now?
my pop. Let me bring is excellent.
Yeah, yeah. So you're definitely known. It just depends. Keep in mind that the pop is how recognizable you are,
Hmm.
and how, it isn't necessarily people's opinion. Some people are very anti-Omni, right?
Makes sense.
And so it's not a positive or a negative. It's just simply a number. And keep in mind, especially in a local area, typical would be the average person. So the people around them know who they are. Excellent is
Mhm.
certainly much, two ranks higher. So in a local area that you hang out, which we are in, you that means you're a recognizable individual, good or bad.
All right.
This person
Um.
clearly likes omnis.
Well, that's good to know. Um. I'm gonna ask him. Did you happen to find a trail of blood leading away from the crime scene?
He said, I'm not working on that part, but I did find this." And he walks over, and there are white sheets all over the place here.
Hmm.
But he takes the white sheet off of a door, and the door is strewn with blood and some kind of biological matter and hair. but it also has two very large and deep claw marks in it.
Ooh. Uh, can we see if maybe anything got chipped? Like if we can find some DNA samples that might be from the perpetrator.
He has collected it. Yeah, of course he's got to
Okay.
take it
He's
back to the
already
lab, and yeah,
Okay. Cool. Um. Yeah. I mean, well, if we're looking at claw marks too, distance would also be another good indicator of size of the perpetrator.
sure.
Um. Okay. So let's see. I'm just trying to think of where we should go with this. Can I get information from the detective and like just basically keep me apprised kind of thing,
This
on
lab tech you're talking to?
yeah, the lab tech.
Oh, he says,
Um,
"Oh, I'd be honored." You give him your official Cloaca, Almighty Cloaca,
hmm
Omnicore International business card.
they've got little pigeons on them.
They
It's
do.
great.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, yes. And
Okay, all right.
just for curiosity's sake, what is your X title?
My X title.
Yeah,
Oh
Twitter.
my. Oh. um. Darn, I'll just say super pigeon or something. I don't know. It could.
Super pigeon at Omni dot something or another. Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah. Um. Okay. And welcome, Tower. By the way,
Tower, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be hunting.
you already bagged him. Apparently.
Apparently, he's not speaking. But anyway, you exchange that information. Lady, what are you doing?
I've listened to their conversation and see the door. Of course, the door is on the ground, right?
No, it's not. It's still hanging. It's just has two claw marks in
Did
it.
anybody go in the room
Oh yeah, I'll drink coffee.
beyond the door?
Was the door ajar or
Nope.
was it just
No,
scratched?
it's not ajar.
Okay.
It's actually more stuck than it would have been locked.
Okay, so it didn't go inside, so I don't think there's
Whatever
anything.
happened, they didn't go inside. Okay.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, we can also ask too. Basically, like, is there anything else that they found that might lead us in a particular direction? I mean, we can always ask around too. Uh, but I kind of want to find if there is a trail. Like, let's say if it leads to the street or something like that. Does it stop abruptly at the street, like they got into a vehicle, like so they're less bestial in that regard?
Well, do
Or
so. Go up high and
yeah,
make a roll. You
yep,
both of you guys have flyers. Are flyers.
Yep.
Tower, are you able to speak?
you're muted now, buddy. Okay, guess not.
Guess not.
All right,
Okay,
cool.
so you guys go up, and make some rolls.
Great.
All right, we're still doing wisdom rolls, I'm guessing.
Yes, you are. Yes, this is all
Okay.
wisdom. Wisdom is a very important part of this game.
All right, cool.
I can't see the 68 because it's in the darker color.
It
So it's in
doesn't
the yellow.
matter. I can see the number.
Okay.
So 68 under incredible is a yellow. So finally we got something. Um, okay. Well,
Yes, this is my night. My night to shine with a whopping 1 on a D100.
you are while you're up looking for information, you see a pair of pigeons on the side of a building that are trying to make the babies,
Oh, I'm
and it
distracted.
takes your full attention away.
I see
Of course
nothing
it does.
but
Yes.
pigeons.
Nothing but pigeons fornicating. But lady, however, you guys are specifically looking for bloody footprints, blood trails, or something that would show a directionality. And
Yes.
sure enough, you see that there, as you're looking around, lady, you got yourself a yellow, so it's excellent. And you notice that there is it's faint, and the police clearly haven't seen it. Well, they don't have the ability to get to your vantage either, do they? That
Mm-mm.
it looks like something climbed the building because these are all brownstone type of buildings, right? Brick buildings. And it got up on the roof and it took a few steps, and you notice that you can see the steps clearer than you could down there, and they're definitely animal-like. And it seems that not only is it footprints, but there is a handprint also that seems to be part of the walking motion. So it's a bit of a knuckle dragger type of situation. However, it gets to the middle of the roof and then it just abruptly stops.
Oh.
Now, up here, as is normal for this area, we have a lot of industrial equipment up on top. We have, of course, a egress and a door over on the side, and there are a couple of pigeon coops, of course, because it's New England.
Mhm. I call the bird brain over the comms and say, I got some clues over here.
Ah, what? What? Oh. Oh, of course. I'll be right over. And I'll go flying over to her, and yeah, well, so
We don't know how long since the murder happened, do we? We don't have when
No,
it happened.
this is really a fresh scene. They don't really have any kind of forensics analyzed yet. They're just collecting information right now. Like I said, the media is not even here yet,
All
right?
right.
okay, fair enough.
So, but you do have the ability to do that, especially in cooperation with Kitty, right? So you could go over and take some of the blood and with your little special computer analyzer that sends it to Kitty immediately, and she can let the big
Okay.
computer do its job.
I'll do that.
And she would the decay rate of decay inside the blood suggests anything within the past 4 or 5 hours. So it happened in the dead of night.
All right, because it's early morning.
It is early. Yeah, you guys are.
Mm.
Well, it's probably 10, so yeah, it would have been just before the city started moving.
Yeah.
So we got much clearer handprints.
You do.
Are are there like noticeable like fingerprint sort of designs, or is this something
No
different?
knuckles.
It's going to
Okay,
be claws anyway.
fair enough.
But like I said, the walking fashion of this thing on the roof, and it doesn't look when you're looking at the spread, because keep in mind you're coordinating with the computer that Kiki is. You're
Mm-hmm.
working together. It wasn't running. It was just casually walking, but this individual walks with on their feet and knuckles.
Yeah.
They're not full. It's not a fully bipedal movement.
It's not a cat then. It's more of a girl or someone transmutated.
Not necessarily. Just because of how their stance is doesn't necessarily mean that they are.
It's either that
They
or they're
aren't.
preparing to jump. Because this is where the
They
trail ends.
could have, and that's why I will check. Are there near? How near are the buildings around? I mean, I guess there was an
It's
alley.
tightly packed. Yeah, very tightly
Yeah,
packed. Yeah.
so I'll check. Well, yeah, we should probably both check around the buildings around
Okay.
this to see.
Yeah, a little height probably wouldn't hurt, but yeah, it could still be here.
Go ahead and give me same rolls. Is Tower speaking yet?
Tower.
He's not here.
Yeah, left. He jumped in and he didn't say anything, and he
Jumped
left.
out.
Huh.
So, I don't know. Maybe he just had a bad connection. Wow, my rolls are awful on searching.
They are. They are. Lady?
Really bad.
74.
Excellent
Ooh, now
roll.
74?
Excellent roll. Now you are that's a yellow, and you guys spend some time looking around. Cloaca, of course, finds nothing. But Tiri, is that your character's name? Tiri?
Terry, yeah.
Yeah, that's like a horrible superhero name, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be the Great Flowing Leaf or something, or the Green Wave.
Wind blast.
Something. Yeah. But anyway, Tiri, I'm having a hard time remembering it. But you rolled really well. Nothing. Nothing. You spend quite a bit of time looking.
Hmm.
There's no landing point or anything like that. There's no information nearby at all. They simply walk halfway across the roof and end.
Are there any homeless people around the area that we see?
Of course.
Uh, okay. I'm gonna go up to one and ask them if they saw any activity on the roof last night of this building. I'm not gonna
Uh,
tell them what for,
well,
obviously.
it takes a little bit of moving around and finding one that's even slightly coherent.
Mhm.
You do find one, and he's basically stalling because he wants something. He wants food or
Of
money or
course.
alcohol or something like that,
Or drugs.
or better.
I'll give them a little I'll give them a little money. You know, like
Okay.
because my character's trying to be friendly, even though it's probably gonna go to drugs. Yeah. So, yeah, he's gonna try and get whatever information. I don't know if how useful this is, but my character has a what is it? His empathy is good. So
Okay, well then go ahead and make an empathy roll, please. But your empathy is playing into your pop, so actually go ahead and roll your pop.
my
Yeah,
pop is excellent, so it's better.
yeah. All right.
40.
So that's a green. No, it isn't. It just misses it. Oh God, you're really
Oh,
having a bad day. But
darn it. What?
nevertheless, it doesn't matter. He gives you the information because you did give him some money, and
Mhm.
he didn't see nothing, but he heard a ruckus.
Hmm. Uh, what sort of sound? Like, was it just? Did he hear voices in particular? Like anything that stood out to him? Anything that was said?
He said, "Yeah, it sounded like a couple of Polacks arguing."
Specifically Polish?
Well, you're not from New England. That's a pretty common.
True. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, specifically
Okay.
Polish. Yeah, meaning the
Hmm.
conversation was in Polish. If someone says
Oh.
it sounded like a couple of Polacks arguing, well, obviously they were speaking Polish
Okay. Well, that's kind of what I thought, or at least sounded Polish to him. You
to
know.
him. Yeah.
Yeah. All
Kitty
right.
knows who we're talking about, right?
What lady?
Kitty knows what we're talking about, right? Who died?
She is aware at all
Yeah.
times because your comms
Okay.
are tied into her. And Kitty is
She
your
already checked
handler,
all.
right? She's right there with you all the
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
Then she's already checked the videos feed from variety of stores
Of
around here
course,
too.
there's nothing
Okay.
there of any use because there are no cameras in that alleyway.
And is the door unlocked that
Although,
goes
since
down?
this has been going on for you guys have been here for an hour, I'd say. She has gathered, and she's assuming the police have gathered this as well. There was a camera from a bodega slightly down the street from where you are, that is facing street facing and working oddly. And of this Alan Wajowski passing by the camera at 5:15 in the morning.
Was he being followed from
Not
the
that she can
camera view?
tell. No, she just
Yeah.
his vehicle goes by. This
Hmm.
camera, and that camera is
His
was
his
coming. His direction was from east to west.
Is
his
the
vehicle
vehicle?
came by. You couldn't
Well,
see if there was.
she can see him in behind the wheel.
Yeah, and
Okay.
she could probably check license plates and all that too. Like,
Right, but
so.
And
she
probably could see if there
verified
was
she
someone
saw
else in
him
there with
behind the
him.
wheel. No, nobody.
Yeah. Nobody was in the car with him. All right.
Huh? Did they find his vehicle?
It's a good question.
Yeah, we
Start
should
looking for his
probably.
vehicle. Flying
Well,
around.
we should probably ask. I mean, because it's probably in the area too. We now know what it looks like. You know what kind of vehicle it was.
You do.
Once you go
But
ask your tech friend.
Well, you don't even have to. As soon as you come back into the alleyway, just outside of the police line, you see the vehicle parked quite neatly on the side of the road. There's no police tape on it, nothing like that. So clearly, the police are unaware that that is his vehicle. They haven't got that far yet.
A
uh,
lot of reporters will use backup drives in their vehicle if they're going to go do an interview for instantly load up. We can go
and
find out.
Well, that's
the
an
fact that
assumption, but
well,
Yeah, assumption.
true,
Yeah.
but I mean, there's what are we going on? So also too, I mean, another assumption is that, I mean, clearly the fact that there was at least two individuals in this alleyway, not just the individual who was tearing everything up, because we would have probably noticed if there was two of these things, like a size difference of some kind, in the evidence left behind, or multiple tracks side by side, whatever. But if oh, do we know if he speaks Polish, by the way? The guy who got killed?
You don't know
Um,
anything about him other than he's a
well,
local celebrity who goes
no,
to
Ask Kit.
pizzerias and Chinese
true.
restaurants.
Kit would Kit
He's
could find out
a
real
food
quick.
critic.
No, I get it. I'm saying we can look it up though. Probably something in his past, if he, you know, ever spoken Polish, publicly, we could probably find that. Well, not
Kitty's on
us,
it.
but
And
Kitty.
she comes back rather quickly. Yes, although he is born in Pawtucket, he's a local. His family immigrated from Poland just two generations ago, so during the wartime, and he is known to speak fluent Polish.
Okay,
Okay.
As even
so
passport shows, he's even been to Poland a dozen times.
all right, fair enough. So this isn't. I mean, because I'm definitely trying my best to rule out random killing. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
just
understand what
because.
you're doing.
Yeah. So it very much looks like. I mean, they both spoke the same language. He was coming this way. He parked his car outside the alleyway. Just randomly. It doesn't look like. I don't think we're near his house. Once again, it's something to ask Kitty, but or near his business or whatever. Why would he be in this alleyway if he wasn't meeting someone for some reason? So, okay,
Yeah, go to his car.
yeah.
Wearing
Well,
gloves.
we should probably also inform the police, to ingratiate ourselves too. Uh, that is his vehicle across the street. So
Not across the street. It's just in front of
oh,
the tape line.
or
It's
in
right
front of the
here in
tape
the
line.
alleyway.
Yeah,
It's right
that's
there.
what I. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I meant to say.
As a
Sorry,
matter
it's
of fact, it's
right
blocked in
outside the
now
line.
because cop cars are all around it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I will. Yeah. We'll inform them that this is actually his vehicle if they didn't realize, and
Okay. Immediately, a couple of lab techs come over and begin to secure the vehicle.
yeah, and once they do their thing,
Ruined my fun.
get the doors open. I'm assuming it would be locked. I don't know why it wouldn't be in this neighborhood. Um, then we'll check over it as well, or if they find anything, we'll see.
Now, this is an old, faded yellow Lincoln. And
It's an old taxi.
it's pretty old.
Oh,
It's probably from the 80s. Therefore, I guess it'd be a classic. I don't know if I don't think we have the classic license plate in Rhode Island, but it's certainly a classic. Even though it's old and the paint's kind of faded, it is in pretty good shape. So this is something that someone is riding for the classic value of it, right? When
hmm
you guys are they're securing it, but when you guys are kind of looking through the windows, it's pretty neat. It's not a mess. There is a box, a sealed one of those kind of cardboard, office boxes with the lids on them, sitting in the passenger seat, and the ashtray is open and full, and the back has got a looks like a sun visor that can be put in the window at nighttime, and a jacket just kind of tossed into the back. That's what you
Okay.
can see.
Well, we'll wait for them to do their initial search and unlock the car and everything. I doubt we'll be able to find his keys in the random mess of body parts. But who knows? Maybe.
They
But
get
I
it
think it
open
might.
pretty quickly, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, they immediately start going through it. The box has got a bunch of files in it, and it does have one of those uh, little handheld mics that people used a lot at the late 90s and early aughts. One of those little recorder, small, slim sticks. But mainly it's just a bunch of files. And of course, you guys are seeing this from afar. You're not touching it right now.
Mhm.
and they go through the jacket and they just kind of put it in a bag. They're not really doing anything. They're just bagging everything. What would you like to do?
I go, may I? And my character wears gloves naturally as part of the costume, anyways. But he'll have an extra pair of gloves he puts on over his gloves to you know, to
Make sure he
not get
doesn't leave
anything on anything.
contamination.
Right.
Yeah,
No, that's
no
perfect. Yeah, that's
contamination.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So, excuse me, may I check those before we bag them up and take them away?
They kind of look over at the other cops who could give a shit, right? They're literally drinking coffee, eating donuts. And he's like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, go ahead."
All right, lady, you should probably be the one who actually does it because I give you if you don't have an extra pair of gloves, I give you a pair.
Oh, I know,
They're
I
just
know.
latex gloves. I just have them in a little pouch.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That comes in my kit.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, yeah. So
Sure
what
does.
am I looking through? The jacket or the files?
You tell
Uh,
me.
yeah. I would assume you look through them both, but which one do you look through first?
I'll do the files because I got another little uh, uh, scale that might come in handy
Okay,
called
you look through the files, and
Perfect
the
Memory.
cloaca will look through the jacket.
Okay.
All
So
right.
you go through the files, and basically, it's just every eatery of any note in Pawtucket. He has a literally handwritten file with photos, and it's pretty neatly done on like a Photoshop or Excel or something like that. He's actually quite you know pedantic in his paper keeping. But it is weird because it's all paper and handwritten, and modern people don't even know what a pencil is anymore. But It's all that kind of old style files. The recorder itself is going to have to be listened to, I guess. There is a recorder. Other than that, there's nothing of interest in the box whatsoever. In the jacket, you find the only thing you find is two condoms unopened
Oh.
in the right hand pocket, and in the breast inside pocket you do find a pack of ginger snap cigarellos.
Okay, is it open?
It is, and it's half empty.
I just peek inside, see if there's anything else inside of there.
You see
Just
two
to make sure.
roaches.
Oh. Okay.
Now
Uh.
you understand I meant marijuana by that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I do.
Yeah.
Just I have
We
to
just didn't
check
know
with
what
you
Amy would thought about
Midwesterners.
that.
I've heard the phrase. It's not one I hear often for that, but I have heard
I'm
the phrase.
older. We say roach,
Yeah.
meaning
Yeah.
basically finished little end of the cigarette, but of the joint, but they're collected and then put into a bowl so we don't waste.
Hmm. All right. And nothing in the jacket. Yeah. And
Nothing in the files that stuck out. What about on the outside of the box? Any kind of bloody prints, for
Nope.
example? No.
it doesn't seem like the car was touched. I would assume you would
If
see
it was
some sort
somebody
of blood
arguing
or
over one of
something
his.
on the car.
You could just do an actual search of the car with your skill. Hint, hint.
Yeah,
Now,
I know we're
that's what I'm
do
going
doing
to.
keep in
next.
mind, people, that in this game you have a thing called spirit. Spirit is bonus numbers you can add to your roll that comes back every morning based upon your empathy. You have it built in, right?
True, and we haven't actually. I don't think we've
No one
ever
is
used
using
spirit.
it. Yeah, I think Puffin used
Yeah.
it once.
Oh, he did use it once. You know what?
I don't have spirit written down, do
You
I?
absolutely
You
should.
definitely.
It is a total of your fitness and wisdom.
Hmm.
Okay, there it is. Okay. All right. Yeah.
You know what? Just for the sake of using it once, I will add my spirit to my car search roll.
Okay.
All right.
To be honest, it's something you should be using a lot. Anyway, go ahead.
True. Okay.
It's point per point.
It is
All
point per
right.
point. All right. So
So.
here's the thing. Now, the way you're rolling under good. All right.
Hmm.
So a 42 is not enough to get us into what you need. What you need is a green, and that was a 46. So basically you lose 4 spirit. Reduce it by
Okay.
4. Okay. Now, if you said that I'm going for a yellow, because you're supposed to tell me what you're going for,
Oh
right?
yeah, that's right.
If you're going for a yellow, that would be a much bigger loss of spirit, right? But
Fair
it is
enough.
1 for 1, lady. Go ahead, lady.
I want a yellow. I got 62, so that's 61 to get yellow.
Okay. So,
Is that how you
okay.
do it?
Well, yeah, just tell me you're going for a yellow. Go ahead and make your roll. Okay.
Thank
Wow.
God.
Where did
That's a
that
6
dong
plus.
come from? That was
I
perfect.
Yeah, it does
I've been
that
trying to get
sometimes.
rid of it.
So the thing itself is saying you suck. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh no,
That's
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I think you just lost all of your spirit, and that's one of
Okay.
the dangers of using it. So let's
Yeah.
see here. You rolled a 6, and you needed a 61. So basically, that means you lost 55 spirit. How many do you have?
62.
So you
Oh,
lost 55. Now keep in mind, every morning, whatever your empathy number is, rejuvenates that number.
Right. It's recovery is 16 over 8 hours.
Okay, there you go. So you do
I'm just going to
succeed.
write down
You
55 used.
even with
Okay.
such a horrible roll, you had enough spirit to actually succeed. Now, keep in mind, in desperate situations, you also can add karma if you like. Now, that's also experience points, but
Now,
it can be applied. Nevertheless,
I got
you
you.
do succeed with your yellow. And the cloaca is looking around the car and doing various things, and he finds nothing of interest to him. However, lady, as you're going through, you notice there's a crumpled up piece of paper amongst the cigarette butts in the ashtray.
ooh.
Using tweezers to pull it out, shake it out some, make sure she doesn't lose any of it, in case it's tore up.
Okay, it says
Slowly unfold it.
it says meeting with the anvil, 5 a.m. and it has this address.
What is
Taking a picture of that, bagging it for the police.
what does
I took a
Kitty
picture of it though,
know about the anvil?
both
Nothing.
sides.
There is
Hmm.
no anvil. There used to be a wrestler.
Okay. Did this wrestler have beast features?
No,
Well,
he wrestled with Bret the Hitman Hart.
yeah, no, I'm just saying in this world, it could be different. Who knows? It's a lead. No,
It is the lead, yes.
yeah. Okay, the address the address written on the paper.
Is here.
Okay, it's not the alleyway itself. I'm assuming there's probably a business of some kind that it would be,
The address is actually for a, um, let's see here, a just a warehouse.
okay. So we're an alley by a warehouse,
Yes,
essentially. All right.
old world warehouse.
Yeah, I gotcha. Um, hmm. So there's nothing else in the car besides that note.
Hmm.
Okay.
Bag it, tag it, give it to the tech.
You
Clue.
do, yes.
Yeah. What am I missing here?
Have Kitty
Well,
run analysis.
let me just put it this way. Kitty doesn't
Okay.
have any more information for you. Let me just put it this way, GOP. I've given you everything you need.
I know, and that's the sad part that I'm like draw. I mean, we could look up. We could probably find his phone records too. Who did he get into contact with?
Kitty brings that up, and it's all over the place. Just you would have to. That's literally sitting down, doing the
Yeah.
work for hours of who is he. But he does seem to be on the phone a lot.
Anyone right before he left?
No. The last actual phone call he made was yesterday at 8 p.m. 8:03, we'll say. And as far as analyzing his Twitter and stuff like that, it seems to be yesterday afternoon's the last time he seems to be quite prolific on social media. Of course, he would, his job, right?
Fair enough.
Hmm.
Anything in his social media?
Yeah, I just
If
told you. Yeah, yesterday
I mean, well, like,
afternoon. Yeah,
yeah, okay, like, private messages, all
he
that stuff.
tweeted about uh, Antonio's fish and spaghetti.
Oh, great.
He
Fish
gave it
and
a 4
spaghetti.
out of 10.
All right, fine.
Uh
Hmm,
oh.
trying to think what I'm missing here. Like,
A 4 out of 10. That's an uh-oh.
yeah, yeah, didn't go well. So we have the car. We know the person got up on the roof and left. Um, Nobody saw any vehicle uh leave the premises. So I mean, and nobody has any idea what Anvil is.
No.
Hmm. Well, and this is probably not at all the direction you were thinking I was going to go in, because I'm sure there's an obvious answer that I'm not connecting. But I was my character be thinking, any players in town that I don't know about? I bet I know who would though, and I remember that I still have my old Evil R Us membership card back at my house.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Which is we've talked about before. Evil R Us is basically the villain version of Supermart,
Yeah.
and it's a meeting place. And also, if you are willing to make it canonical, has the best coffee.
Fair.
It's
No, I'll go with that because it's run by a Brazilian, um,
mhm.
who actually gives Brazilians. Sweet.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Oh, I was thinking it's evil genius or mad scientist coffee. So good, it actually is illegal.
Yes. Breaking Bad comes to play. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I look over at Lady. Uh, you might not like this idea, but it could work. I mean, we've kind of hit a wall here, and well, how are you in the mood for a little shopping?
I'm a girl. No matter what species we are, we all love to shop.
Eh,
Fair.
you might
Fair.
not like this as much. Um, so I know a place where villains kind of hang out, you know, talk amongst each other.
Yes.
Uh,
A la the
yeah,
tick. The good
right.
tick, not the bad ticks.
Okay, so if you're willing to, I still have my old villain costume back at the house. That thing's been gathering
I
mothballs.
don't have a villain costume.
You don't need one. I mean, like half the people in those places are just like wearing hooded robes. You'll be fine. Just like
I
black
can go in
robes.
civilian clothes.
Yeah,
I'm
you're my henchman.
This is a poser
Oh,
bar, is what he's saying.
Yeah, it's like a villain Costco, but it has like like a eatery, and it's got like a little food court and stuff. It's silly.
Yeah,
okay. So I got
perfect.
to go dress up, or I got to dress down to go to this place. Okay.
Yeah, you know I'll just,
Okay.
I'll wave
So
the card at the door.
you guys costume up, you get your card, you get your
Hmm.
old evil costume, and you go over to the evils are us. And of course, you spent a lot of time here when you were trying to be a criminal, and some very familiar faces and new faces. Most of the people who would be here this time of day by now, we're getting around lunchtime, right? um, are
Hmm.
literally the posers. They don't really amount to much, but
Yeah,
they're mainly hanging around the eatery, and there's not many people actually shopping anything. But they just kind of waste
sure.
their days going over their various evil plots.
Hmm.
So
A lot of old timers don't even do villainous stuff anymore, but like the deals are so good on like bulk chicken and stuff
right,
like
right,
that.
right,
It's like
right.
it's got a lot of like normal stuff too, but it also sells like random evil gadgets and you know. So yeah. But
Do keep in
Probably have
mind
the
that
best fried wings
technically
in the world.
Omnicore International would raid this place.
oh, they would. They absolutely would. But that's the thing.
But
This
it'll be
place
popular.
constantly moves around. Like there's passwords and stuff. But if you were one of the villains, you kind of know who to ask and how to ask,
Fair
kind of
enough.
thing.
You're here. So what do you want to do?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just sitting around and because villains are chatting and be like, hey, I've been retired for a while. Um, I'm just curious. Anyone heard of this Anvil group? I don't know. I've heard something about an anvil. Like I'm
No,
just kind.
no
Yeah.
one knows any has any clue what you're talking about.
Mm, any
Anvil Group? No.
or an anvil person? Someone new operating? I'm
Um,
trying to. Yeah, like basically like it's like a beast person, like you know, kind of thing. I'm just kind of asking around, saying like who are like big players, and I heard about this person, but does anyone know anything about him, kind of thing.
well, you're going around talking, and people are chatting, and people are, of course, these old timers are eyeing up the hottie. Um,
Mm.
but he's like one old timer, and he is known as the liquid asset.
Nice.
He says that, yeah, no, I don't know anything about an organization called the Anvil, but there is this like Polish gangster called the Anvil.
Oh, well, I mean, what do you know about him? I'm trying to, you know, get friendly with their organization. I'd like to learn
They
a bit
run
about
up in Darlington. You're not in
them. Mm.
Darlington now. You're somewhere else in Pawtucket.
Yeah, yeah.
But they run up in Darlington somewhere. I'm not 100% sure, but they're just small time, you know, Polish racket. You know how the Polish are.
Now I understand.
Bundy, I think, was the name. The family Bundy.
Bundy. Hmm. Oh, well, I appreciate the information. I'll give him a little money another coffee.
Oh, nice. You buy him a
I
coffee,
I
yeah.
look over at lady. It's like by the way, don't drink the espresso. You'll be up for like 3 days. And okay, but it is good coffee. It's very good coffee. So that's something to go on. When we leave, I'll talk with Kitty and ask her.
Mhm. So um, keep in mind you have to listen to what I'm saying. I didn't say
Yeah.
I said the anvil, meeting with the
Yes.
anvil at 5
The
a.m.
and yes, he
The
is a
anvil.
yes. I've gathered he is a person.
Yes. But I did
Yes.
specifically say the,
The anvil could be like
right? And
yeah.
keep in mind when you were talking to the homeless, you succeeded
Hmm.
on your role. And in
Yeah.
this game, these games, you have to remember when you succeed, you get useful information. And what did he
I know.
said? He heard a couple of Polacks arguing.
I know. I understand. I'm
No,
just saying.
clearly not.
Well. I mean, the one guy was speaks Polish,
I'm just
and the other
joking.
guy's part of a Polish gang. I've gathered all that. I'm just making sure that like the organization doesn't have a stupid name like that. It's not like a superhero's name individually.
No,
That's all.
that's fair. Yeah,
Or
well,
super villain's name.
call him a hero.
Villain's name. Not a hero. Villain.
Yes,
Superpowered being. Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So I'm going to relay the information I found to Kitty
Mhm.
and see if we can find this Polish gang that operates out of Darlington, with the
Um,
name supplied and all that.
she can only find that there is a Bundy family. Of course, that's a Polish name. Out of Darlington, and they've got in a couple of charges in regards to selling fenced goods, which they said that they had no idea they were stolen. They seem to run a pawn shop in Darlington, but but that's all she has. They're not. I wouldn't call them. She wouldn't classify them as a gang.
Hmm. Well, clearly there's something going on because they just had somebody killed or somebody died surrounding their game. Possibly by one of their members.
Hmm.
So, yeah. Um, I guess we'll go and check out the pawn shop.
Okay. So we're in the afternoon now.
Hmm.
And
I
you
changed back. Yeah,
I'm
not.
assuming of course, you change back. But you come up and you find the pawn shop. It's very run down, but then again, Darlington itself is very run down. This is a slum, as most of Pawtucket is. Everything's deteriorating. The walls lean. The various pavilion overhangs are all disjointed or rusted out. It's the the American decay you see in the inner cities.
Hmm.
And this pawn shop isn't no different, and it's just simply named Bundy Pawn.
Okay, lady, what is your empathy, by the way? Just to see who should interact with this guy, or like whoever's behind the counter, kind of thing. Just
Excellent.
okay. Well, mine's only good, so maybe you should try and key
Yeah,
me
but
in.
you're the talker.
Unfortunately, yeah.
The name of that place was Fish and Pasta.
No, that was a place he was reviewing.
Yeah, I gave before. I was just trying to write my notes. Um,
Mhm. Okay.
Bundy Pawn,
So
lady.
Bundy Pond.
Bundy
Yeah.
Pond.
So
Yeah, go walking in,
mhm.
looking over. I probably brought something to pawn too.
Well, you guys
Oh,
are fairly easily to recognize.
well,
You
I'm still
are the new
wearing the
recruits. You've
evil
been on the
outfit.
news. No,
Yep.
well,
Yeah.
he's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
So whether they care or not, you are known. Especially him being in his costume.
Yep.
Nevertheless, you come into
mhm.
it, and it doesn't. It's got some like old computers, and a couple of antique chairs, and a few larger items, but mainly what you see is rows of low value watches and questionable jewelry.
Good point. Um, I I'm looking around. I'm seeing how if the person's response to me being in their shop is making them nervous, which I would probably assume to
There's
some degree.
some you know standard probably 100-pound overweight, nasty look on her face, New Englander lady.
Okay. I go greetings.
Yeah,
Uh, this is it's an interesting shop. Are you part of the Bundy family?
what of it?
Hmm. Um, well, I'm looking for something in particular. You see, I'm in the market for an antique item. You have any and I'm gonna keep an eye on her and see if she responds. I'm in the market for an anvil.
She's like, what's an anvil?
Uh, is the manager in, or I got some business to speak with the Bundy family about.
Okay, Ken. She hits a button on the counter. And not too long after, a large, portly Polish man who's mostly bald comes
Hmm.
out. He is munching on a bowl of, not a bowl, a cup of a cup noodle ramen.
Yeah.
Uh, and he comes up, and of course his shirt is very stained, and he waddles up to you, and he's like, "Oh, Omnis,
Indeed.
what can I help you with?"
But would you like us to talk out here, or perhaps in your office?
There's nobody here. Go ahead.
All right,
It's
fair
just
enough.
Darlene,
Hmm.
and she looks at him with,
Darling, my
if eyes
dear.
could kill. It looks
Yeah,
good to me.
right. What were you saying, lady?
Darling, my dear, I happen to be looking for some Golden Age comic books. You have any of those here?
It's like, do you see any
What?
comic books?
Hey, I didn't know if you had something stashed behind the counter or not. Sometimes kids just like to stash and go. You know that.
She just looked at you sideways. Like, what the hell's wrong
Mm-hmm.
with you? Go ahead, Cloaca.
Okay. I'm keeping an eye on his facial expressions. Have you heard any news about a new player in town?
Huh?
Go, goes a new individual in town that goes by the Anvil.
What's an
Does he
anvil?
does he respond? Oh, okay, so he doesn't have any freaking clue what I'm
Oh,
talking
no,
about.
no. Make a
I
wisdom
that's
roll.
yeah, that's what I was waiting for. Thank you.
I don't know if you guys have ever been to New England and ever met a New England woman.
Mm-hmm.
They are,
No.
I mean, not all of them, obviously, but they are nasty humans. They're just
Well, I was,
not nice. They're unfriendly. They're mouthy. They're uppity. They're horrible. Some of the worst humans you ever met in
So
your
they're
life.
the original woke women.
Oh my God,
Oops,
they
did I say
invented
that
the
loud?
name Karen. Yes.
mm-hmm. I am going to spend spirit to go green. Like so, get the green.
Yeah,
Yeah. Just
you're right. Anvils are the things you use to kill roadrunners with. I think it's
right.
actually coyotes.
That's honestly the whole reason why Evil RS even started was because everything used to go through Acme Corporation. A lot more
That's
people
true.
ended up dying.
That's true.
So
Well, Darlene clearly knows nothing, but Darlene's just got her head straight up her ass. This fella, you
yeah.
don't even know his name. Well, we'll see. Go ahead and make your roll.
Wait, no, she said Ken, didn't she?
No, she
Oh,
Yeah.
she
calls
said we got on
you
Ken.
Ken,
Yeah, got all right. Gotcha,
meaning
gotcha.
the male version of
Uh,
Karen.
yes. Thought it was Keith was the male version of Karen, and this thing is just sitting here. Oh, there we go.
All right, 56.
Okay.
You were going for a green. And therefore, you hit your green without it. Now, what that means is you just lose. You lose 10.
Okay.
Okay. That's how that works. The last row was perfectly just 2, so that was nice. But if you succeed in the roll anyway, you just lose 10. Now, of course, that 10 does get added, so it's 66. It might well hit yourself a yellow. It does not.
Hmm.
So you do notice that this portly Polish fellow, whose English is perfect, he doesn't have an accent whatsoever, clearly knows what an amble is.
Oh, okay. Well, uh, yeah, I get that much. I was just saying if he was, yeah, never mind. I
No,
get the,
no,
I
no.
get.
It's exactly what you wanted. He's lying to you.
Yeah, okay. Well, the anvil, not an anvil, but yeah. Okay, so I'm going to how does like intimidation work in this
It's
game?
an empathy roll.
Okay, similar empathy roll. Gotcha. Um, look, I know your family. By the way, what's your name again, sir?
I didn't
Ooh.
give you my name, Omni.
Well, what is your name? I mean, I can always look it up myself, but
Are
I
you here on official business or something? You got yourself like a warrant?
would you like to go that route?
Well, that would be the legal way we do things here in America.
Well, you see, before we do anything hasty in that regard, I think your family's been in some interesting business in the past, but I think you might have gotten your feet in a little bit too wet here, if you know what I'm saying. Look, I don't
Yeah,
care if
no,
you.
I don't think we need to talk to you anymore. You can get yourself a warrant and talk to our lawyer, some Jewish guy downtown.
All right,
Lady,
if that's how you want to play it.
give me a wisdom roll, please.
Yes, sir. It's rolling. It's rolling. It's
Mm-hmm.
rolling.
Okay, I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Welcome, Puff. How are you doing?
Yeah, me too.
All right, ooh,
68.
nice, good roll.
That's very good.
And what is you're under? No, this isn't a detective thing, so you're under excellent. But that's still really good.
Mm-hmm.
That is a green, but it's still enough. Darlene still scowling at you, which she's kind of done from as soon as you walked in. You have a feeling that's all. That's the only look she has. She's reaching for something underneath the counter.
Oh,
She's reaching for something underneath the counter.
you tell me that? Uh,
Well, I mean,
Yeah. Well,
you have an
I
action.
go.
If you can spend it speaking, or you can spend it doing. It's your choice.
Yeah, I tell her, put your hands on the counter now.
Do you flash a badge while doing that?
They already know we're Omni.
Still, you should flash the badge.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Flashing the badge.
All right.
But looks like I'm getting ready to do something to her, like blow her away or something.
No, I understand what you're doing, and she doesn't seem to give a shit. But whoever the dude is that GOP is speaking to, he kind of looks
Mhm.
over and eyes her. He gives her a scowl of his own, and she begrudgingly puts her hands on the counter.
Man, I thought I thought she was about to give us cause. Darn it! This is the opposite of what I wanted. I wanted. her
Can
to
I
start
get over?
shooting.
Is she locked behind a cage or something, or can I get over the counter?
No, you can get over the counter if you want. Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna look what it is that she was reaching for.
A
An
button,
alarm button, a button.
big red one, comically
Ooh.
large.
Should I push the red button or not? Looking at the big guy.
He doesn't comment. He's kind of said all he's got to say. He said,
Yeah.
"Speak to my lawyer."
Yep.
Some Jewish guy downtown. Lady,
I go back over the counter because I'm not legally supposed to be behind the counter. So
Okay. Is that all we're doing with that?
I don't know. What are you guys doing?
Okay. I'm gonna can I try and goad him into doing something stupid?
he's
You
not
can
gonna
try.
fight you.
Sure.
Okay, sure. It's like yeah, all right. You know what? Yeah, I'll do a empathy roll for this. And I will try and get a yellow. We'll see what happens. I'll
So you gotta
spend
use
spirit.
Good luck.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
will use spirit. I'll probably fail miserably, but that's okay. That's part of the fun. All right.
Your empathy is excellent, you said?
Oh!
Nice. You're under excellent, you said, right?
Yes.
You have to spend, you did get your yellow, but you're automatically required to spend 10, so remove that. But that does
Mhm.
put you in the red, which is good because that's what you actually needed. So what do you say?
That's fine. I mean, I'm sure your pathetic family wouldn't even be able to come near the sort of difficult work that this anvil put out.
He says,
It's
"You watch your mouth when you talk about my family."
what are you going to deal my goods and pawn them off at your interesting establishment?
Initiative.
Yep, here we go.
All
I
right.
get +1.
So
While we rolling, I don't know.
Well, you have you roll a 10-sider and you add your speed.
Right.
I shall do the same for Mr. Man here.
Yeah. I rolled a 1.
Someone rolled shit.
I rolled a 1. But I got +10, so it's 11.
I've got an 8 plus 17. Yeah, so
Yeah,
25.
please put it in. Please put it in.
I know. I keep forgetting. Yep.
Yes. GOP is going to go first. Did Tower or someone show up? I hear
I did.
Puffin did.
Puffin! Hey!
Mhm.
He comes walking through the door. Hey, dudes, what's happening?
Puffin came in late for work today and it's like, yeah, hey guys.
Look, I've been mutating cockroaches. They got out of hand.
Oh man. It's like, what did I miss, guys? As we're about to start fighting fighting some people at a pawn shop.
So as
Well,
you
you
walk
guys
in,
have-
roll initiative, Puffin.
All right, cool. Hey guys, there was this very interesting homeless man. Goodness gracious, what are you doing? Calling himself Tom Bombadil.
Right. Actually,
What?
ooh,
Called himself
There you
Tom Bombadil?
So yeah, that's a Lord of the Rings reference, a
Mhm.
Tolkien reference.
It is.
Yeah, I know.
So it's going to go GOP, Puffin, me, and then Lady.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to let's see.
Some pretty quick reflexes for right through the door. Hey everyone! Oh my goodness.
Okay, so if I were to do not what's the one where if I can spend my whole turn to try and get better defense?
Evasion.
Evasion.
Mhm.
Okay. So what? How do I just roll?
That's underneath of your tactics.
Mhm.
Some martial arts and things give you bonuses to that, but if you had it, you would know.
Actually, I
Otherwise,
think I
just
do. I've got
it's-
acrobatics.
Yeah, but does it specifically give you bonuses to evasion rolls?
Hero has a +1 CS when dodging, evading, or escaping.
There you go. So tactics +1 column shift, make a roll.
Okay, my tactics are incredible, so they are going to be amazing.
Mhm.
All right, and let me roll that. Come on, come on.
All right, 38 gets you in the green. It's not enough to hit the yellow, but you are in the green, and what that means is you evade. So no matter what he does, he's not going to hit you this round, and of course you're the one he's going to be swinging at. So you are safe no matter what. However,
Mhm.
to get any kind of, and you will put yourself in a position next round, but you didn't roll enough to get any bonuses for that advantage.
Sure.
You need a yellow to get a +1 column shift. A red gives you +2 column shifts to your attack. Of course, keep in mind maximum unearthly for any roll here.
Yeah.
But you did evade though, so no matter what he does, he can't hit you.
Yeah.
Puffin, you see
And I
this
am just
big burly, greasy shirt, balding Polish
Polish
guy
guy.
about to wail into the great cloaca.
I'm just waiting for him to throw the first punch.
And
That's
he
what I'm
did.
waiting for.
I'm gonna psychic bullet him in the face.
Oh, okay. And what is your tactic?
Tactic.
Oh, excuse me,
Top
your
row
grace
stat.
in this case, grace.
Excellent.
And do you have any specialization in your psychic bullets?
I do. It puts me up to incredible.
So okay.
And if you allow it, if it's an actual well, I have gun use, but I don't think that applies to psychic
No, it
bullets.
doesn't. You
Okay.
have the +2 column shift from your specialization. That's how it applies. So it's under incredible. It's a 66. It is a yellow, which is this is a force attack. So therefore, I do believe blunt edge, shooting, thrown, energy. So energy. So it's a bullseye. So it doesn't do anything special for you as far as stunning or anything like that, but you do hit very well. So what is your damage, sir?
Um, under incredible.
No. What is your actual psychic bullet power rank?
Excellent.
Excellent. So 16, I'm assuming.
Uh,
It'd be 20 points of damage.
20 points of damage.
20. Why would it be 20 points of damage? What is
Because
your actual
16 to
number? Did you
Six. Well,
spend
it's
karma?
6.
Wait.
No. On the chart, it says 16 to 25 is 20 points of damage.
Yeah.
No. That's not how it works. Yeah. Whatever your
It's actually
point,
the number.
whatever your number is the damage you do.
Well,
Then
Okay,
what is the 24 then? What is that?
The
the
20
20,
is the
30,
for the
40.
is to show the average ranking, because when you're doing this game, there's two ways to build a character. There's the basic version, which doesn't bother with numbers and just gives you the solid number of 20, 30, 40, 50. Or you can do the advanced way, which we are using, which breaks it down into those that span of 16 to 25, all falling under the excellent category for rolling. We're doing
Okay.
damage here, so there's no rolling involved, but we are using the advanced system. We're not using the basic system. Therefore, it's based upon your number, which it was 16 when you made the character. If you spent any kind of karma to increase it, then it would be higher.
Okay, well,
Okay.
16.
16. All right, you hit this guy, and with your psychic bullet, you said in the face, and you certainly hit a bullseye, so you do hit him in the face. And immediately, blood spurts out of his nose as you hit him pretty hardly, pretty hard. We didn't get a stun or a slam, so I don't have to make any rolls. But he did not appreciate that whatsoever. It is his turn.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So every time since I've been using this before, it was bludgeoning, and suddenly it becomes energy. Because the last few times you've had me, use this, and it was like, I got stuns and slams. Like, when did that transition?
I don't know that it ever did, because it definitely falls under energy or even force, and they're both the same. You can, because I said it's a force, so it doesn't have a kill. It's a potential stun roll, but you need a red to do that.
But like the very last session, I got in the yellow when I was hitting the one fire guy, and well, I hit in the red, and I basically knocked him out because it was slam and stun. Remember that
Well,
GOP?
Yeah, that's what we were doing before.
I don't
But that was
know.
more of a
I
general
have no idea.
telekinesis.
I know that you're definitely a force. That's a force because it's telekinetic. It falls under the force category, which is right here, and it
Mhm.
says miss, hit, bullseye, stun. It's right there in front of you. So,
I know what it says. It's just last time I got to slam. I don't know.
well, maybe I
Okay.
screwed up.
Maybe in the heat of the moment he
Yeah, because
forgot.
like in the past two, we were using the excellent was 20 and all that, like in past
No, I've
games.
never done that. I have not done that. I know I haven't done that. I've been asking you for your numbers, and I've been calculating in my head.
Oh,
But whatever.
okay,
We'll just assume I screwed it up. But I mean, the chart's right here, and
That's
that's
good.
what we're using.
that's fine. Well, we'll go off force. That's perfectly fine.
Well, because it's telekinetic is what he's using, so
Yeah,
it is force.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep. Okay. So 16.
Yep.
Right.
Now it's my turn. He is, somewhat staggered, but it's not actually mechanically applied from that hit. You hit him full force, by the way. He doesn't seem to have any kind of defense against it, any kind of armor or stuff like that. And he takes a wild swing at GOP, who's in front of him, and GOP just kind of ducks under and ends up on his right or left hand side. Which would you like?
Um, I'll be on his right. Make it a little
Okay.
bit harder if you
So
whatever
you
head
literally
he's
dug
swinging
under
with.
the arm and end up on the other side of him. He
Yeah.
completely misses. Lady.
Making sure the old woman doesn't go for the button. I'll
Well, she's
do
in
a
her
bolt to
30s,
her.
but
Okay,
she's
so
still. Well, no,
that's
that to be
growl on her
fair,
face.
I should have made a roll for her as well. I forgot about her. Hold on a second.
Well, go ahead then.
Yeah, let me make the roll here. She's probably like that. Yeah, so she's last anyway. Go ahead, lady.
Okay. Yeah,
So you're
like
watching
trying to
her. Looks like she is going to move.
using a bolt to like push up against the wall where she can't hit the button.
What kind of bolt are you using?
This is the air,
Oh, so
the
that's a
elemental.
force attack as well. Okay. So
Okay.
you're attacking her. Okay. So
Well,
go ahead and make
yeah,
your roll.
11.
I love. That's a new feature of the
I
gong,
hate
isn't it? The gong is a
It
new feature. Yeah.
It was going off a while before, but like I thought we got rid of it.
No, I
Yeah.
love it. I don't want to get
Every
rid of it.
time
It's
I load
perfect.
onto this page,
It's great.
Yeah, it's awesome. You
now it goes
missed
off to
wildly.
me.
It is her
Mhm.
turn, and yeah, she just hits the button. That's really, I mean, she's not a fighter. She's literally
Mhm.
just a
Fair enough.
obnoxious woman from Cranston. Yeah. Anyway, back to the top. So this round, so it'll be next round. Okay. So back to the top. We are at GOP.
All right. Does an alarm go off, by the way, or is it just
You don't
somebody
hear
got
anything.
alerted? Okay, so it's like that. So somebody's coming. Gotcha. All right, cool. Well, he swung at me. I don't like that. So I'm gonna start swinging back. So let's see. I've got I got my shortcuts here. I'll always roll dodge first, just so I have it, in place. So my dodge is monstrous. Pretty great. And I'm going to roll my dice for my dodge. Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's 77.
So 77 is a yellow. So you get, so he has minus 4 column shifts to hit you. And then,
Okay.
of course, you also have an attack, right?
2 attacks.
Well,
So,
potentially. Yeah.
yeah, potentially. All right. Set up. First attack, and
Keep in
this
mind, this is
is
a minus 2 column shifts, right?
and this so minus 2 column shifts is incredible. So that is a 78, which under incredible puts me in the yellow.
Yep.
And I'm using my fists, my martial
Yeah.
arts
No, I
skill.
know.
So
Go
yeah.
ahead and do your last attack.
Mm-hmm.
So your tactics with skills are sitting at monstrous.
Yeah. So with my dodge, because okay, so my tactics are incredible, and I've got +2 column
All right,
shifts.
that's all I needed. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So the second attack, 45, which would sit under excellent, is another hit. So
Mhm.
you hit twice. So what is your strength?
My strength, my muscle is excellent.
It's excellent. So that's 16. And this is where I made the mistake. I can see what I did wrong. Because because it's probably mainly with you that threw it off. Because, excellent and excellent brings out remarkable. And I was just saying remarkable instead of 26.
Mm.
That's where the mistake came. It's my speaking, not my brain. Because in my head, 26 damage has just been laid on top of 16, which brings us up to 42 points of damage. And he falls like a freaking sheet of clothing.
Mm. Well, we got a fist at an officer. Well, I believe, or at an Omnicorp agent. Omnicorp agent. Yeah, I believe you're under arrest, sir.
You have a bit of a problem there. You're going to realize in a second.
Yeah, I know.
But he's out. She's not moving, although she is cussing up a storm, particularly at Lady. He's like, "Hey, you damn
It
cops, come in
missed.
here bullying us!" Da, 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 da. She's just on ranting, right? And a couple of minutes go by. I'm assuming you handcuffed the guy, right?
Yep.
And what
Mhm.
about her?
Probably her too. She
Okay. She is kind of going off. She doesn't resist you, but she is kind of spitting. But
Say,
oh
please,
well.
ma'am, calm down till we understand how we could resolve the situation.
Well, within a few minutes, you do see a patrol car pull up in front of the shop, and you see two officers, in full blues, get
Mhm.
out and they walk in, and one of the guys, a little bit older, clearly a Polish gentleman.
Oh.
And he says, and it says, detective, not detective, it says officer, has his number, and it says Bundy.
Oh.
And he says, yeah, what's going on here?
Oh. Well, it looks like you're the individual who's running this establishment. Well, he threw a punch at me. That's
A
unfortunate.
ditty. He looks down at the
Mm.
unconscious guy on the ground who is handcuffed, and her who's now on her knees, handcuffed as well, Darlene. He says, oh, really? He looks over his partner. He goes and he walks behind the counter, knowing
Yeah.
exactly where to go, by the way. He kind of kneels down and hits a couple of buttons, and there is a CCTV
Makes
monitor
sense.
back
Of
there,
course.
and they play and he's playing it back. He's kind of going back and he's looking at it, and this guy, this Officer Bundy here, he says, "Yeah, looks like you attacked them."
I don't believe so.
Well,
No, real
well,
quick,
actually,
real
you're
quick.
wrong. You're
No,
wrong.
no, no, I get it, but real quick, is Puffin's telekinetic attack, because he's used it before on people, is it visible?
Yes, I've already said this. Yes,
Oh, it
it
is.
is
Darn it.
superhero. It's a comic book, right?
True.
So yes, it's quite clear that Puffin walks in the door and immediately attacks him.
Mm.
Matter of fact, on the video, it looks way worse than it actually was. It looks
Oh,
like you've actually assaulted these people, right?
Mm.
Of course, this cop calls it in, and you guys can choose to do as you like, but within a few minutes, this place is going to be crawling with cops.
true.
Up, up, and away.
Yeah, no, that was darn it. I was really trying to get to hold off my attack until he threw
You
a
did
punch first.
correctly. You did do correctly. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
That's why you chose
Okay.
evasion. Good move, right? I knew what you were trying to do.
Ah,
But to be fair, it worked out as it would because he literally was late and Kitty told him where he needed to go. He walked in, showed up, and of course he can see there's combat ensuing, and he defended his
mhm.
partners. So he did exactly what any normal person would do. However, it didn't play into what you were doing.
Yep.
So, I mean,
Makes sense.
unfortunately, I don't think anyone's particularly screwed up here, but the way it works is working out. Kitty is in your ears, of course,
Mhm.
and because the only one that doesn't have Kitty in her ear is Tower, right? Who is the one that doesn't have a
Howard
helmet?
does. Actually, I don't have the helmet.
Oh, you're the one that doesn't
Well,
have the.
I
You
I
don't have
got
the
I
heads
did.
up. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I don't have the heads up display. I have like she can talk in my ear, but I
Right.
can't
So
like
okay.
see it.
And she's saying, "Don't do anything rash. I will have
Mhm.
lawyers there quickly."
Yep.
So,
I guess we'll wait.
Take the handcuffs off the woman. Help her up.
and she's just
Mhm.
absolute beyond herself. However, the officer goes over and doesn't even say anything. He just looks at her, and she shuts up instantly. Right? Sure enough, within just a few minutes, this place is crawling with cops, and they're all looking at you, and they're all, they have contempt in their eyes. Damn
Makes
uncourteous.
sense.
And of course, lawyers show up. The rest of your shift is spent dealing with the paperwork. Of course, eventually you are let go. But Bundy particularly says there's a lawsuit here, I think. And of course says it's a misunderstanding. The lawyers say, but back and forth, all that kind of legalese stuff. But
Yeah.
ultimately, in the end, you guys are let you know, to go on your own recognizance. Is that the word? I don't think it is.
Sure.
No,
Yeah.
enough.
certainly not. Yeah. But
Don't leave
anyway,
the city.
you go back because your shift is done. Your rest of your day is stuck there. You go
Yep.
back to your headquarters, and Yo-Yo Mama is not pleased,
She's in our face.
Oh,
and
sure.
she
I
wants
would
to
assume.
know immediately what happened. And she's looking at all three of you.
I'll explain the situation to her. I mean, I'm sure they caught, pretty much all of it on tape, anyways.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
And she
So I'll.
says, "Well, I understand how you're going about it, but you need to coordinate better. But then again, you are in training. This is going to be a legal problem. You don't understand pretty much any city we work in, even though the police hold a grudge against us," she says, because they're and federal agencies and stuff because they're forced to deal with us and they don't like it. They don't like dealing with each other anyway, just themselves, but being forced to, they don't. Here in Pawtucket, have you noticed how corrupt this place is?
Yes, we've noticed it a few times.
Yes. So it seems like that Bundy officer is in with the Bundys. Shocking. and she just
In the
stomps
ambush
off to
part of
her
the
office.
Bundys. Has to be.
And trust me, when
That's
she
where the
stomps
clues
off,
led.
things move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But of course, Randy and Kitty were in that debriefing as they usually are. They're the only ones you guys really interact with most. Mandy Pepper, of course, you have your little morning calisthenics with her. You don't know what Danny does. You're not
No
sure.
one knows what Danny does.
But Randy and
He's
Kitty
the
have
big guy.
proven to
Oh,
be quite
Randy's the big
useful
guy.
to you.
Mm.
But nevertheless, they try to console you. And it's like, well, mistakes happen and stuff like that, but it was a good plan, et cetera, et cetera. So basically, that evening goes away, and the next day you guys show up for your stuff. And you do have a meeting with Yo-Yo Mama. It's very quick. And
Mm.
she says that you are to stay away from the Bundys. Do you understand that?
Mm. I'm guessing someone else is taking up this particular role. I mean, we
Yes,
know what they did.
the police.
We already seen what the
The
police
police
do.
can get away with murdering a other Polish guy in an alleyway,
Well, no,
shredded to bits.
he's a media personality.
Yeah.
Media personality.
Yeah.
I have
Because
told you
that's
what
where
I
our
am supposed to
clues.
tell you. And she leaves the meeting.
Fair enough.
Like
Our
more than
moral
just
conundrum.
Yes.
collected.
Randy and Kitty both kind of scuttle over to you and say, yeah, she doesn't really mean it.
Oh, I know. But I mean, it's gonna be so hard to get in there. I mean, do we have any? Can you look up CCTV footage from around the Bundy place, or maybe any other properties the Bundys might own that could be connected to their criminal activity?
Like a warehouse?
Sure. Well, yeah, that's a day's work. So you guys all get to it. These two guys are, and you notice that you don't know what Randy did before, although it seems Yo-Yo
Mhm.
Mama has no love for him, or she doesn't have any respect for him. That's for damn sure. But you notice that when interacting with you, Randy actually is quite helpful. He does what he
Randy,
can.
I need a way to stun people. Can you make me a weapon like that?
Um, he's like, well, yeah, we do have access to some stuff like that. He puts it on, he writes it down. But
Okay.
you guys spend the thing with weapons like that, lady, you have to buy
Yeah.
it as a power.
Okay.
You have to buy it, right? You
Gotcha.
can't just go and say, "Give me this ultimate weapon." It doesn't work like that in these games. Yeah.
Mhm.
You
Okay.
have to spend the karma on it. Now you can power stunt yourself into the item, right? But that's, yeah, it doesn't work like that. If you look at some of the things these guys have asked for, they're not powerful, right? Like for instance, GOP asked for something, some kind of addition to his costume, was it?
Yeah, it's a little beak that's basically a megaphone that
Yeah,
I can hit a
he
button.
hands it to you.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah.
Um,
So that
And
kind of
then
thing is
Howard's
fun.
gun.
Tower, but the gun I gave him was just literally just a little concussion gun that did very little damage, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. A stun weapon that changes the balance of the game, right? But anyway, so you guys, well, at least Randy, Kitty, um, GOP, and Lady are going to spend the rest of this day looking over a video. What are you doing, Puffin?
I am going to go back to working with my cockroaches.
Okay, fine. All right, fine.
I'm going to work on
Um,
those mutated cockroaches.
I see. This is kind of your fault. You would think you'd be helping them, but all right. Nevertheless, you're working your cockroaches. You guys spend your day going and just pouring over any kind of CCTV information you can. Now, because of Omnicore's connection and access, you are able to access everything. There's no one to help you do it, but that's okay. Kitty is quite familiar with having to do everything on her own, and Randy, of course, can help boost signals and various things like that. But you spend your entire shift today poring over those kind of things, and this is what you come up with. The pawn shop is clearly doing something else. There is a lot of people come in and out of there. It doesn't seem like anyone's pawning anything, nor does there seem like anyone's actually purchased anything. But there are people going in and out. Now, you can't see what's going on inside the shop, but it is a busy place. The only consistency you seem to be out of it, coming out of it, are these two things. One, a lot of the people coming in and the out seem to be of Polish descent, and two, Mr. Evils are us, or whatever it's called. You
Hmm.
recognize a few very, very minor criminals.
Oh,
I mean
okay.
small time, right?
Yeah, but people I probably have crossed paths with
Right,
to some degree
right.
before.
And on the other side of the research, you find that other than that pawn shop, the Bundy family owns two properties. One of which is a mini golf in Warwick,
Most.
which is to the south, and it doesn't look
Mhm.
like it looks very dirty mini golf.
Yeah.
And they also own a fishing boat out of Salt Lake, which is far to the south. So they own a fishing boat, they own a mini golf, and they have this pawn shop. And The Bunny family is quite large. They came over a couple of generations ago when we get the big Polish influx into America
Mhm.
after the war, of course. And In Pawtucket, there's probably 30 Bundys. Two of them are on the police force.
Yeah.
Five of them work with the fire department.
Is
One of
any of
them
them
is
named
actually a
Ted?
fire investigator. What
Hmm.
was that, Puffin?
No Ted Bundy?
No,
Oh.
That's the head of the family.
there is a Theodore.
Oh.
Hmm.
But this is the information you're able to garner today. And One thing, the only other really interesting point is a over the past, because you only have so much time. You're kind of going through, it's one day of research. But over the past week, that particular police patrol car with Officer Bundy in it shows up in
Mhm.
front of that pawn shop at least a dozen times.
Um, if we narrowed our search, say, to the morning of the day that the crime took place, because I would assume that early in the morning you're probably not going to get that many people in a pawn shop normally.
Mhm.
Um, what is the footage around that we're looking at? What does it show for activity within the hours after that event occurred?
Thus, it brings us to the roll. Okay, so
Okay.
what we need here is you can do a standard detective espionage role for this. You can, if you have some kind of technical expertise like security or something pertain, research would be great in this thing. So if you have any skill that applies to doing what we're doing, uh, make your roll.
I don't have any bonuses. What about you guys?
Well, Puffin's
I
not
got the
here. Puffin's dealing with cockroaches. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's
you
true.
are doing something, and Lady does have detective espionage. But GOP,
yeah.
you don't have any kind of security or research or anything like that.
I have 4 talents. I've
Hmm.
got acrobatics,
Hmm.
martial arts, and I took 2 in physics because it
Oh,
directly
okay.
bumps up my flight ability and gives me +1 to my speed. So
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Lady is under incredible. She rolls a 48, and that is a green. So very nice. Just go ahead and make the roll anyway, GOP.
yeah, do the roll under good. When this decides to load.
Not bad.
65. Oh,
Not bad. It's
yeah,
green.
makes it.
Um, uh, as you guys are going through footage porting, it's like, oh, it's late in the afternoon. You guys are like, just your eyes are burning. But both of you recognize something that there doesn't seem to be a camera to get it specifically, but behind the pawn shop there is an alleyway. It's like an access point for there's like a warehouse and there's a couple of storage depots in the back alley behind the pawn shop behind that street of shops. And you can't get a camera on it because there isn't one in there. But you do see, just like in the very corner of the footage of one particular camera from a little pharmacy across the street, that there seems to be some kind of vehicle landing. You can't make it out, but it's looks like it's some kind of vehicle landing behind the shop at the alleyway.
Okay. And does it seem like it takes back off at some point?
You do get these little clips of it every now and then, and now that you notice, you go back and you focus on the pawn shop, and you notice that it comes and goes quite a bit. Now, you do know that flying vehicles are a thing, they do exist, but
Mhm.
they're either controlled by the police, and it's very rarely used. It's only like with big paddy wagons or like their kind of tanky thing they have. And private citizens can have it, but it's so expensive. It's just, they're rare.
Not not something the Bundys should have their hands on.
You would think no. But as you guys are going around your normal day, flying vehicles do go over occasionally.
Mhm.
Like I said, it is a thing. It's just not.
Doing a registration check on flying vehicles.
Well, you can't get a good enough look to see any kind of markings on it. But you do know that the Bundys certainly don't have one registered. No Bundy.
Yeah.
And the police force vehicle that's rarely used.
There are Pawtucket has two. They have
Okay,
it's
are there
basically
GLP
like a
trackers
big.
on them?
Well, I'm giving you the information.
Getting to it.
One
Okay.
is it's basically a giant paddy wagon, is what it really is. And that thing very rarely ever gets used. And then there's a tank thing. It's like a flying tank that is controlled by the Pawtucket SWAT. And once again, I'm sure you could get Randy to find it for you, but you don't have statistics on that. That's special secret information for protecting the officer's identity, of course.
And that doesn't look like the thing we're seeing.
No.
Okay.
The thing you're seeing seems to be brown with yellow or bronze striping of some kind. You only see a little piece of it, just enough to know that it's a vehicle landing and taking off. But you don't have a good view of it beyond that.
Okay. Well, I mean, I openly lament. I wish we had someone on our team who could change their appearance. Oh, this is so frustrating. To no one in particular, just out into the ether, you know. And it's not technically metagaming. But anyways, so yeah, we're probably gonna have to find some way to post up surveillance.
Yep.
Oh, is there
Stakeout.
Yeah, stakeout time. Did we do any of these in the Umbral campaign? I don't even remember.
No,
if we
I
did.
don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
But you do have a stake. The Omnicore Pawtucket, the PCOI, does have a surveillance van.
Is it like something where like the sides change their can like change their logos on the fly to look like different random companies?
Oh, it's Randy's vehicle. He's got it all kitted out.
Oh, that'd be pretty
So,
cool.
do
Okay.
the police know about this vehicle?
Are you interacting with the
but
police?
not on this
No,
particular
but I'm asking
instance.
Randy, do the police know about this vehicle?
Even if they
He
did, it
doesn't
can
see
change
any.
its appearance.
You talk about his surveillance van?
Yeah,
Oh, of course they know they have one. Of course they do. But he doesn't
if
really
they don't
know
know what.
what the cops know about OmniCore. Because
Mhm.
other than what they're required to do, the Pawtucket police do nothing to help.
Doesn't mean they don't notice.
Okay.
He would assume they know everything that about us, and they spy on us continually. He would assume. That's his assumption.
All right. Yeah. We're gonna do a stakeout. I'll buy the donuts.
Very good.
I'll bring the black coffee.
All right, so Randy's going to. He's all excited. He goes in, starts prepping the vehicle. You two are going. Kitty, of course, is. It's getting late, but Randy and Kitty both say that they'll stay on the clock with you, even though they're not on the clock. But they will help you, even though this is outside of their scheduled working
Purview.
time. What do you guys want to do about? You guys are all doing that. What do you want to do about Puffin and his cockroaches?
Well, we'll let Puffin know what we're doing. Give him the opportunity to come with us if he likes.
And you can't bring the cockroaches.
Damn.
Actually, I bring a can of spray Raid in there and go, you sure you want these guys? They are disgusting.
What are you doing, Puffin?
I'm just gonna go with them.
Okay. He's leaving his
Cool.
cockroaches behind.
Okay, so you guys
Actually,
go
maybe the cockroaches you could sneak a mic in there or something. Ooh.
now. Now
Eventually.
Randy has decided to make this look like a plumbing vehicle tonight. And you all kind of squeeze in. Who's driving?
I
Uh,
fly jets. I don't drive.
I mean, who? What would
Randy.
driving? Would driving be under tactics, or would it be under logic, or how would what would
Driving would
driving
fall
be?
under grace as far as just operating, unless you have some
Oh,
special skill.
then I'm driving.
Okay. So you're driving. I'm assuming everyone is in their civvies, or are you guys in full costume?
Yes. Nope.
Uh,
Cities.
No, we should be in civvies. We're all dressed as plumbers, and I've got
Yes,
my big wings behind me.
that's right. And
My hair's
you're
flipped up.
driving the vehicle in your plumber outfit with a giant wing sticking out the window, and of course
What?
a big chunk of the back is just for Randy's seat, and it's surrounded by computer goodness. And the other two of you guys have seats in the back, and there are little consoles and things you can interact with, cameras. This thing is quite well kitted out. Actually, Randy does know his shit. He
I
just needs motivation. But anyway, where do you want to set up though?
is
It's got to
there
be by
a
sewer grate,
I didn't hear that.
obviously.
Lady, what did you say?
It's got to be by sewer grate somewhere, right?
Oh, I see. Turtles.
um
Um,
yeah
go ahead,
right.
GOP.
Well, I would assume since it's Randy's vehicle and he's rather rotund, I could probably fit my wings in the back of or in the still inside the vehicle. I would assume. Um, so we're not like giving away that there's something weird
I was
going on.
just joking. It's kind of a
Yeah, no,
comedic
I
moment.
get, I get you. But anyways, is there a place like across the way? Like, I want to be close enough to where I can see what's going on down the alleyway, but not so close to where it's going to be, like right there. Is like, what is the layout of this area? Is there a place that I can be close
Well,
enough to see? Yeah.
the only way would get a kind of look at you're looking for the landing and taking off vehicle, right?
Yeah. Where it
And
usually
you could
does.
either put yourself right at the back alley, which would be a bit suspicious, or you put
Yeah.
yourself on the front street, slightly more eastward than the pharmacy camera, and you'd be able to get a good look at it.
Okay. Then that makes sense to me.
You wouldn't be
We
able to
don't
see
have.
the ground, but you'd be able to see the aerial coming and going.
Fair enough. I
Is
mean,
there
well, that.
something we
And you'd be
have that
also
we can
see the front
slip
of the
a
pawn shop. What?
small camera to the back? Is there a way to slip a small camera behind the pawn shop?
Oh,
You
that's a
could.
good question.
You could do that.
Yeah, we should probably have
Who is
a.
the most
Yeah.
stealthy? It's not Randy.
It's definitely it's definitely not me. I've got freaking wings.
Who is the stealth person here?
What do
I
you use
can I
stealth
can
for?
float.
I can fly, but that's not the point. What's stealth under? Grace?
Stealth would be on a grace, and of course any stealth-based skills, yeah, or powers.
I just
Mm.
have 16, but if I put a force field around myself and float, might prevent me from like hitting objects and making a sound, just more like a wonk.
I think it's more of a noticeable thing. Like, are
Yeah,
you gonna
it's
get
more
the
of a notice. Yeah, it's
and
just a skill rank, skill roll.
I got a 16 grace. That's about it.
So you get an
okay? Well,
excellent
I got
grace,
I
16
got an
grace.
excellent
and you
grace
have no
too.
skill bumps. What about you, lady?
No skill bonuses, but I got an excellent
So
grace
same.
too.
Well, one of you two decide amongst yourselves, Rochambeau or something.
You go. I've already played some today.
Okay.
You just been playing with your cockroaches.
All right, so you're Puffy, you're stealthily trying to get across the street in your plumber outfit over your spaceman astronaut suit, and you're trying to sneakily go up the alleyway to be able to put a camera, which Randy gives you, to look directly down the alleyway that you want. There's an alleyway that intersects with this alleyway you're currently in. So all you need to do is you just need to make a successful stealth roll. So and that even failure isn't necessarily failure. But nevertheless, so
I
you're under
suggest using spirit.
excellent. So go ahead and roll your dice. You can put spirit in this if you'd like.
Um, I'll make the roll. Just
Okay.
I'll do the thing.
All right.
Let's see here.
So I gotta go back and watch the chat.
it's good.
68.
A 68, no problem. Excellent. That is as it stands, a green. But to be fair, there are no particular lookouts anyway in this part of town. But you're able to go put the camera and get back to the van, and you feel like you were not noticed. Okay. So the night rolls on. You guys are watching, and because you do have a good vantage point out there to see the front of the pawn shop in in Acme in this brown, dirty with dirty gold letters Acme Plumbing van, and of course the traffic going into that pawn shop is prolific. There's something going on in there for sure. There's people going in and out. Like I said, most of them seem to be of Polish persuasion, and you're kind of looking at it, and you recognize one person, GOP, the great Barnacle walks in.
Great Barnacle.
The great
The
Barnacle.
man's a legend.
He well he did steal an entire trucks of Tootsie Rolls at one point.
I mean, like it's not really that valuable, but the way he did it, you know, and
That
all undersea themed.
Yes, yes, perfectly undersea themed. The Great Barnacle goes in, but you also notice because you guys are, nothing's going on in the alleyway. By the way, you don't see any movement at all, other than a few rats. But in the front of the pawn shop, there's quite a bit, and you notice all kinds of people. There are criminals, like he just saw. Actual superpowered villains. But there are lots of normal people. It's even like some old Polish grandmas. It's quite an eclectic group of people that are going into this pawn shop. But anyway, it's getting on midnight. Randy is yawning a lot. Kitty hasn't spoken in probably an hour. It's you guys have been at
She's
this
taking a
all
power
day.
nap.
She is taking a power nap. It is getting quite late, and you're kind of wondering if you should call it a day. However, as these thoughts enter your head, the camera looking in the alleyway, and of course your own eyes, there is a very small flying vehicle coming in and landing in the alleyway. It is one of the older models from the 90s. It's kind of looks like a flying prowler. Remember the Plymouth Prowlers?
Vaguely,
Yeah, but it's
but
got a woody theme to it, as in
hmm
the old
yeah,
Woodies. That's why you're seeing the brown and the yellow.
yeah.
And so it's not a very big vehicle, but nevertheless, it is a older but a flying vehicle, which are expensive and rare, and lands in the back. And getting out of it, because you have a camera looking right down that alleyway, you see two kind of wafy men. They're a bit lithe in their body build, not particularly tall. And they do have hats on and they have hoods, so you can't make out any kind of racial features there, but they're very thin. But stepping out of the back of the vehicle, seemingly taking up the entirety of the back vehicle, is a very large man. He has a bag over his shoulder. He's just a man. He's got a big bag over his shoulder, but he is probably good 6'5", and he is probably pushing 500 pounds.
Does he look to be about the same size we would judge as the features left behind, like
Well, he's a
at the
man,
crime
not a
scene?
cat, but
Well,
he's
true, but
big. Yeah,
yeah. Well, I mean, it could be something where a person, transforms kind of thing.
could
But,
be.
relative
Now
size,
he's
just
big
seeing.
boy. He's big boy.
Yeah, but
And
he's
and
not.
he's very Polish. And I know some of you are saying, "How do you know when someone is Polish?" You know.
Mhm.
You know.
By the way, I will point out that we have been keeping tabs of everyone coming in and out
I
and
know. Yeah, we're
possible
recording it.
associates.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, we're recording it all,
The
so
Great
we're
Barnacle
we're
was
building
spotted. It's been at
we're
least a
building a
year.
network.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what he's been doing. Hmm. Oh well. Anyways,
Probably something fishy.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we'll see where these
Take
guys.
5,
Yeah,
Connor. That was the
right.
first good joke I've
Yeah.
heard all night.
All right.
Okay, so where do they enter
They
this?
go into the back of the pawn
Okay,
shop. Like I said, there's been no motion back there this evening. No one coming or going. Not even taking out garbage. It's just been empty. But they land, they get out, and they go into the back entrance of the pawn shop. Now, keep
do
in
we
mind,
get
this
a
pawn shop, the area you were in, wasn't very big. It was a small little pawn shop, but clearly the building is much larger in the back. There's a back area you didn't see.
fair enough? Do we do we have view of a license plate potentially on this flying
You
vehicle?
most certainly do. Yes.
Okay. Can we run that number?
Kitty, Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We've made contact. Well, so to speak. He's
Okay. Good. I wasn't sleeping.
of course not.
And of course, she runs the number, and she says that this vehicle comes back to an Alcibiades Ventura.
And you just roboted to hell and back.
Alcibiades Ventura is the registered owner of that vehicle. And she's getting on to who he is, but the first information pops up. He is the owner of an a small but international distribution company. They mainly dealing with shipping.
Okay. So it's the middle of the night at this point, and so when we see the vehicle, do we have tracking devices in this place?
Oh, Randy looks at you in
I would
horror.
assume,
He's
yeah,
he's heartbroken.
right. It's the middle of the night. I'm still in the still in the outfit, but I'm going to try and sneak a tracking device on the vehicle while
Okay,
they're inside.
go for
Yeah.
it.
Okay. And just because I still have plenty of spirit left, I'm going to attempt to roll a yellow with it. So
Okay.
we'll see. So, my let's see. So my grace is amazing,
Mhm.
and I'm going to roll.
Very nice. So
80.
you lose 10, which brings you up to 90. Is that enough? Did you get over the red? No, just
For
one. Ah, well.
oh well.
But it does cost you 10. You do
Okay.
get your yellow. You fly down, you put the little tracking device on top or wherever you want to put it, and you do so pretty stealthily. Now, in this
Mhm.
situation, this is actually an opposed roll, which I haven't really done yet. But let me go ahead and make my roll here.
Against my 80.
Well, against your color. All right.
Oh yeah, my color.
Yeah, no one sees you. Well, as far as you
All
know.
right. Cool. I felt like that was worthwhile.
Well, if I
Um.
if I had rolled a yellow, we'd had another roll off. If I roll a
Mhm.
red, you were spotted. But most of the
Okay.
time, your rolls that you made or make are enough. But occasionally, you are being opposed. In this case, there is obviously some kind of security. But they didn't see shit. Someone was freaking eating a sausage. I'm assuming.
Fair enough.
Uh,
Pierogies.
Pierogies, man, good stuff.
Yeah, they
Uh,
are.
all right, so that done. So you're not going to go into the place. You're just going to track it. Um,
Well, we still don't really have enough evidence. Like we don't have the person that did it. Like there's no one clearly
no,
fitting the
it's
description.
true.
You know. So we really have nothing to go on if we go in. We don't even know if this person's still there.
Well, that's true. But if Bill was here, he'd already be inside.
True,
Yeah,
but I mean, we
that's true.
already kind of got in trouble with this once, and
You
if we come out
already are in trouble.
empty-handed,
You're matter of fact,
we're yeah,
you're doing what you're not supposed to be doing. Nevertheless,
yeah.
so you wait, and it only takes another hour, even though everyone is beat. And so they're only in there for an hour. They come out and they get into the vehicle, same three men, and take off. And you guys are tracking it. And Randy says we should probably follow them. I'm
Mhm.
limited in the technology I'm allowed to use for tracking. The U.S. government's got some weirdness, but we
Fair
need to
enough.
follow it, he says.
Okay.
So you jump in the driving seat and you follow. This thing is flying at a pretty good clip, but you do have the tracker and you're able to keep in line, keep it on the scope. And it has been stopped for a good 30 minutes by the time you catch up to where it is. It is actually uh, on the Massachusetts border, which you're keep in mind you're not very far from that, and of course it's on a waterway. There's a warehouse out here. Kitty, of course, is on it because the action is happening, and she's not sleeping. Definitely not. This warehouse area, which actually has attached to it a little Cessna airport, is here. Very small. Is
Mhm.
owned by Alcibiades Venture.
Okay. Um. Well, we still have the camera set up. Yeah, I'm assuming one of us could have been monitoring that just to make sure nobody else came and went through that
Well,
door.
because you
But
moved, he turned that over to Kitty, so Kitty is monitoring the alleyway.
okay. All right. Um. We should probably also have a camera monitoring the hangar that this vehicle's coming in and
She's
out of.
checking. She's searching.
Yeah.
She's trying to get any information she can to be of assistance. It's
No,
kind
I
of
understand.
weird, but Kitty's turned into my NPC, I guess.
Mm.
So
Right?
Sorry.
which is fine. But anyway, you guys, this thing's been stopped for a good 30 minutes. But there it is in front of you. It's sitting outside of a little small warehouse, and just across the other side of a fence, you see the little Cessna Airport. It's a very teeny place. It's only got two hangars, and it's got a little. I don't know. You could barely call it a tower.
Ooh, you know what else I thought too? If they end up leaving this place, like leaving it there, and going off and going somewhere else, uh, if we were to break in and put a listening device inside of it, that might be a really good idea.
Maybe.
But yeah.
So what do you want to do?
Um. Okay. So nobody's. Well, they had already been there for half an hour.
Yeah,
So I'm
their
assuming if they
vehicles are much
left,
faster, and they don't have to deal with streets and red lights and stuff like that.
yeah, true. So I mean, we wouldn't really know if they left or not at this point. So we can try sneaking into this place and checking out. At the very least, we can see if they're not there anymore. They probably aren't, but if they aren't there anymore, then we can go in and plant our little bug, our
Okay.
extra little bug.
So you're all stealthing along, trying to head toward this little warehouse, which the vehicle's parked just outside of. So everyone, give me a stealth roll, which is just your grace, and if you have any column shift buffs, then of course they apply.
Okay. Grace is amazing. At amazing 45 does it. Okay, good.
Okay, so we got a green. Puffin.
Um. Uh. Wait, that's you. Our dice are similar.
Yes, it is. They are.
64.
A what?
64.
64. Very nice. Under excellent. So that is another green. Sweet. Lady.
85.
Nice. And what are you rolling under, lady?
Excellent.
Excellent. 85 is a yellow. So everyone's kind of stealthing along. Let me go ahead and refresh this page because it's not showing anything, but that's all right. Everyone succeeded. Lady got a yellow, so she's actually being super stealthy. And you guys work up toward the building. Now, there is a window that looks into the building here that you guys are just moving in front of. You guys are heading toward the vehicle, particularly, is your intention. But everyone, give me an intuition roll or a wisdom roll, please. Once again, if you have any kind of observation skills or powers or something like that, they apply.
All right. Wisdom is only
Here I go.
good.
Oops.
And
I
Okay,
rolled a 70.
yeah, lady rolls well. GOP sucks. Puffin?
Is this initiative?
No,
no,
dude,
no,
it's
no.
wisdom.
He almost said initiative. I'm like, oh no, we really screwed up. No, it's a wisdom.
My wisdom is Garbo. Let's see here.
Yeah, you guys
Good.
didn't really build. You guys just went for the min max.
But he
That's a
rolled
good
damn
roll,
well.
though. That's a good roll.
That is very good.
I can't see it. I need to.
GOP is
Wait.
are the great the almighty great almighty Cloaca is very focused on the vehicle. The other two as they pass by this window, they notice. You can see there's a door open, and you can't see the scene perfectly. There is a guy sitting in the room that's just right next to you, literally through the window, and he, of course, is smoking a cigar and eating a pierogi at the same time. And it's seems to be one of the skinny dudes. And he does, now that he has his hood off, he does look Polish. But you can see, more importantly, through the kind of angle of the open door, the big guy he's got himself a baseball bat, and he's basically breaking someone's bones that is tied and hanging from the ceiling by their hands, and their feet are dragging on the ground, and he's just whacking this person with a bat. You can't tell it's a male or female. They have a bag over their head, but he is he's torturing somebody or beating somebody.
Guys, we have cause. We have cause. We have cause.
I
Oh
love
yeah.
how enthusiastic he is about it. We got cause. Got him. Mess him up.
Okay, so what do you want to
Bronco.
do now? You're at the window. There's a dude eating a pierogi and smoking a cigar, literally 6 feet from you, but he's on the other side of a wall. There's a door a little bit further down, and of course, there's a window further down from that. This is a small, one of those corrugated metal storage buildings. It's probably only big enough to put like maybe 5 trucks inside the building. It's not very large. But you know what I mean. So what do you want to do?
Let's fight them.
How?
Fuck. How? Um.
I'm glad it's been 15 minutes. Jeez.
Right? She met the quota.
I used up all your bad words.
You did. So what are you guys doing? Let me know.
Okay.
I'm gonna the guy beating the person with the the bat. I'm gonna blast him.
Okay, now he's
Well,
about
you
he's
gotta
about
get
50 feet away from you through 2 walls.
Oh,
yeah.
well, the guy. Well, you want to take out this guy with a sandwich?
No.
Now he's literally a pane of glass that's separating you from him, and he's only about 6-10 feet from you.
Oh, well, we can definitely
Yeah.
dunk him.
Yeah. Smash him.
All
Smush
right,
him.
smashing,
All right. Well,
commencing.
let me give him a roll real quick. Let's see here. I'll just roll this one. Okay, and he's not particularly so he gets a white. All right, so yeah, this you get a free round. This guy has no idea you're there, so everyone gets 1 free action. So
Well, no, he doesn't notice anything.
well, the window breaks, so there's definitely
Yep.
initiative coming next round. He's
Indeed.
startled, and you see the big guy in the back look toward you. So that's Puffin. Go ahead, GOP.
Okay. I'm going to yeah, I'm go. Oh, my initiative roll. Yeah, that's right. And it's a plus what is it? It's 17. So I will actually remember to add the 17
Please,
this time.
please do.
Yes.
Yes.
I will do that. So 1d10 plus 17, 19. And Lady didn't this time. Great.
No,
All
I
right.
didn't.
All right.
It's all right. I'll go last.
What
All
did
right.
you?
So I don't need initiative right now. What I need is your attack. You get a free round, GOP.
Okay. I'm going to with my speed, can I get to the big guy or no?
This round, if you took your whole round to move, next round you'd be in combat with him. Yes.
Uh,
You have to give me
the-
a grace roll to get over that through that window, which is now broken, and through the door and all that. But if you spent this round moving toward the big guy, and because you get a free round, right? You next round you would roll initiative with him. Yes.
I think I'll finish helping take out the lookout and make him, spend his movement to come to me. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm
So
gonna hit
so do it. What are you doing?
Yep.
Like I said,
I'm
you have a
attacking.
free round. Please take your action.
Yep, I'm going to start with a my dodge roll. So or evade, whatever that is.
No, a
So that would
dodge and evade are very different. So dodge.
yeah, the one where I can actually attack after.
Right.
Okay, so that is going to be a. I'm doing that at monstrous. Roll that. 76.
Okay, so you cloaca through the cloaca,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
you roll into the room with your wings tucked, and you show up beautifully behind the guy. So that is actually a yellow. So you get minus. He gets -4 columns just to hit you. Although this round it would be next round.
Yeah.
And go ahead and take your attack.
Okay. So first one is going to be an incredible. Which 65 should be a green. And the next one is going to be at excellence. So
Yeah, you just missed yellow by 1 point. X
the
that's
last
nice.
one.
The
Yeah,
the
I know.
excellent 95 that is a red. These
It
are
is.
under punches. And your punches are excellent. What's your strength?
My strength is excellent. Yep.
Okay, so it's excellent plus remarkable. Excellent is remarkable. So you're doing 26 points of damage. However, this is brawling, so that is a stun and slam effect. So let me go ahead and bring it up here on the page because we can't see it very clearly on that side. So go ahead and do your stun and slam. So this is going to be these are his rolls, but I like to let the players do that. He is his endurance is
Oh, fireballs, Jeff. Sorry.
his fitness is remarkable. So roll under the remarkable GOP. First, we're going to do the sun, and then we'll do the slam. Okay.
Okay, remarkable roll.
Remarkable, yeah.
That would be a 14.
Okay, so he's not stunned. Now do your slam.
Okay.
No, excuse
All
me.
right.
A 14. He is very stunned. Now do your slam.
Okay, slam. 27.
27. 27 is a white, so it's a great slam. Give me another roll. This guy's strength is only excellent, but the wall is only, cheap ass drywall, so he could go through it. Give me an excellent roll, please.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Okay. 83.
Hey, oh wow! All right. Now you're not necessarily the strongest thing. Excellent is way better than the average human, of course. You can lift up 800 pounds, and the average people can't do that. But not only do you crack him double swag, roll in beautifully with the wings tucked, you get a crack right in the jaw, which knocks him out for 1 to 10 rounds, by the way, and which you can roll that. But you also great slam him, right? So give me two 10-siders. Roll the first 10-sider. Just roll a 10-sider.
I rolled a 1.
So he's out. You knocked him out for a round, and then
Okay.
roll another 10-sider for distance, please.
4.
4. Now he won't. Because of your strength, there is a limitation to it. So therefore, it's 2. But you knock him through the drywall, and he thuds. You can't really see it, but you hear him thud on the ground in the room beyond, which is just a big open warehouse room. Yeah, that was quite the hit. So he is out for a round, and he has been slammed, and he took himself 26 plus that, so it would be 37 points of damage he's taken. You don't know what his total is, but that was a good round. For sure. And the guy is definitely not going to be. He's out next round. Then the round after, he has to get up and stuff. So you've basically effectively took him out of combat for 2 rounds. Next is see, Puffin went and failed, right?
That was my surprise round, yes.
Yeah. So Lady, you see Puffin try to blast the guy, breaks the window, but he misses him. You see the cloaca jump through the window, roll up, and and the guy goes through the wall. It's quite impressive, actually. Matter of fact,
Okay.
he gets for getting that red. But keep in mind when you guys get red, give yourself 20 karma. Yeah.
Okay, so I get 20 karma.
Yeah, for that amazing success there. And Lady, the dude's not in the room anymore. You see the big guy looking your direction.
I'm flying through the window, through the door, but I'm going up. I'm not going further into the room, into the warehouse room.
Well, there is no
Therefore,
choice. You go. There's this little kitchen, then there is the warehouse.
okay.
That's it. So
Okay.
if you go into that room, you're in that room. But you want to be in the air. I get it.
Yeah.
So you spend your entire round
Yep.
moving into position. Sweet. All right. So now I
You
need.
are under arrest. No.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. And now we need initiative, please. So the one guy's out, so I won't even bother. Well, I have to roll him anyway. I'll roll him with his partner. So let me do that one first. This is for the twins. Okay, they got a 16, and then the big guy. It's kind of slow. Gets a 16 as well. So I got 2 16s.
I keep rolling 2s on my initiative, but it's okay. I got a 19 because I got a plus 17.
Sweet. We got an 18 from Puffin. And so
a
everyone goes before me.
17.
So it's GOP, Puffin, Lady, and then me. So
Okay.
now you're outside. Excuse me, you're in the kitchen. There is a hole in the wall, but you can't see through it very well because the 2x4s and the drywall will kind of cling in, so you can't really see through the hole. The door, like I said, there is an open door. You can see the big guy looking at you, and the dangling body that's being beaten. You don't see any. You don't see the other lanky fellow because remember there were two of them. But
Mhm.
you're sitting in this room. What do you want to do? Of course, you get a move every round plus your actions.
Okay. With the movement I made towards this individual in the building, am I within range to get within range of the big guy or
Depends on
any of
what
these
your
guys?
movement speed is. Keep in mind you can't fly inside a building so
Yeah.
easily. Now let's clarify what we got here. Winged
Hmm.
people can't fly in buildings very well. Lady, how do you fly?
Air.
Yeah, so you are not restricted. Puffin, how do you
Mhm.
fly?
I float.
Oh,
Like
so
I
not
tell.
restricted. So you're the only one restricted inside buildings because the wings restrict you. So
Fair enough.
it's very difficult for you to fly inside buildings. You can make the roll, but you're under like a -4 column shift to do so. That doesn't mean it's not worth making, but you are heavily restricted because you have wings. Nevertheless,
Okay.
what is your endurance though?
Amazing.
Okay, so therefore, you can move 3 areas per turn, and he is definitely within that range of you. So you can take a movement to get into combat with him. You move fast
All
enough.
right. Cool. Um. So if I were to let's see. So if I do a dodge, right?
Right?
Um, that means anyone who attacks me in the next round, or is it just one target?
Anybody.
Anybody who attacks me in the
Yeah.
next round.
Evade
Okay.
is specific to one target, but then evade gives you automatic miss no matter what from that target, where dodge does not. And evade also potentially gives you bonuses to hit. So evade, they're very different. How they work. Evade is specific to an individual. Dodge is just simply your round.
All right. And how many people did you say were in this room then?
Well,
Besides the
you
guy we
only see
knocked?
the big guy, and you know the
Yeah.
guy you just knocked out is laying on the floor to your right.
True. Okay. Cool. Then I'm going to get within his melee range, and I'm going to evade. Unless I
You're
see
gonna
someone else on the
Okay,
way,
no
but
problem.
yeah.
As you come into the room, and moving up and make your movement, you off to the corner of your eye to the right, you see the guy unconscious on the ground. You just knocked through the wall. Standing
Mhm.
behind, you couldn't see it before, but he's standing behind the body, where he literally has been. Taking a switchblade and kind of just poking the person in the back, gleefully. You see it, the exact identical body and face of the one you just knocked through a wall. Must be a twin. And
Uh,
he's looking at you as you run into the room.
okay. Well, if there is another target in here, then
There are.
I will, instead of doing evade, I will do dodge
Okay.
and take 2 hits on the big guy.
Okay. So make your dodge, please.
Okay. Monstrous. 56, so that is a green.
It's a green, so it gives you minus
Oh,
2
wait, wait,
column
wait,
shifts.
wait. Monstrous? Oh, no. Monstrous is a yellow
It's a yellow,
at
so
56.
-4 column shifts. Then make
Okay.
your attacks incredible and excellent. Well, potentially. First one.
Yeah. All right. Incredible. 38 on incredible is yeah, it's in the green.
So
Okay, that's
make your
good.
second attack.
All right. 87.
Nice. All right. So the 87 under excellent is definitely yellow. Not a red, but it's a yellow. So here's the situation. Now, and of course, because you didn't get 3 attacks off, you just got 2. That is 26 points of damage. You do no damage to him.
Fair enough.
He has resistance stronger than that, or at least equal to it. Now, however, there is a mechanic in this game that might allow you to try to pull off that what is it here? Let me see. Give me a second. Yeah, stun. Okay. No, it's slam first. That's right, slam first. Okay, so you could get a potential slam on this guy if you have martial arts A.
I don't think I have martial arts A,
Okay.
so
All right.
I
So
I
you
got B.
you come, and that's fine. It makes you hit better. You come in and you whop whop. You get a couple hits on him, and you feel some give to his body, but it's not enough. So you're probably just on his protection, meaning if you got 3 attacks off, you might do damage, maybe, right?
Fair enough.
But you're not able to do any damage to him, and you're also not able to slam or stun him because you don't have that ability. He's above your damage threshold. Next
Fair enough.
is Puffin.
Hello, I'm Puffin. Let's give
Yeah.
him. Let's bonk him.
You're outside the building, so what are you going to do?
Is the guy with the sandwich still there?
Nope,
Through a
he's
wall.
been knocked through a wall.
Okay, going through the hole in the wall that he made in to help the.
Well, the door would be a better thing. But so because of your position you're in, it's going to take your full round of movement to be into combat.
Okie dokie.
So you double
Even if
move,
he's using
basically.
ranged attacks?
Well, no, that's true. He does have ranged
Yeah,
attacks. Yeah. So you
that's
move
his
to the
primary
door.
attack.
What
Hmm.
is your power rank on your telekinesis?
Excellent.
Okay, yeah, so you have range. So because excellent is 6 areas. Yeah, you're fine. So you basically get into the door area, and you're able to take a shot at the big. Well, either you got the big guy, and you got a guy with a split, kind of skinny guy with a switchblade. What do you want to do?
Skinny guy with switchblade.
Okay, so here we go. All right, and that is under incredible, right?
Incredible.
Yep. So
Yes.
the 57 is just shy. Is a green, but it means you do damage to this guy. You do 16, and he does take it. These guys have no defense, so you get a hit off on this guy. Now, because you succeeded in the first time, you can take a second attack.
Okay, I'll take a second attack.
It's a -2
And
column shift, so it's under excellent.
okie dokie.
So you got kind of this double TK. That's
76.
better.
26.
76 is a
Mhm.
yellow. Okay. So therefore, this is under the force. Force, yes. And so we get that's a bullseye once again, which can be very useful. We'll keep that in mind. Need a red to get a stun. So that you hit him twice, and your damage is excellent. So excellent goes up to remarkable. So you do 26 points of damage to him. And like I said, he and his brother are kind of normal dudes. They're not like the big guy. Lady,
Okay, did that take out the guy that's
no,
using the switchblade?
no, the guy on the floor isn't taken out either. He's just out of the commission for 2 rounds.
Okay, I'll go with the bolt after him.
Which one?
The switchblade guy. Switchblade guy. I'm there to save the victim, so I got to get him out of the
Oh,
way.
that's fine. Go ahead and target the switchblade guy, one of the twins.
Okay.
So
I got
you
no
what is your
pluses.
grace?
My grace is excellent.
And do you have any specialization in using your wind?
No, it's just a regular excellent bolt.
So you don't have any skills that apply to you using your abilities.
Actually, no.
All right, fine. Go ahead and roll under excellent.
We are street legal people,
Well, no, but you put stuff into useful things like
Yeah,
detective and things that these guys didn't bother with.
65.
65 is a hit though. Now, you're not able with an excellent. You're not able to make multiple attacks,
Right.
but you do get a hit. And what is your power rank?
16.
So
16.
excellent. So 16. But that hits this guy because, like I said, he doesn't have any resistance, which then brings down to my turn. Okay. So the one guy who got knocked through a wall, he's out. He's 1 round unconscious. Too bad you didn't roll higher, huh?
Yep. Too
But it
bad.
is what it is. So he's out this round. So done. Switchblade guy, the brother. Hmm. Uh, hmm. What am I? How? What does he want to do? You're up high, so he's not going to bother with you. The cloaca is on the ground, but he foolishly went into the big guy, so you don't have to worry about him. So the guy in the doorway, who's throwing energy bolts from his head, he goes after you, and his movement is actually a blink. So he can, it's only one area range, but we're all in one area range. So he actually disappears, and you hear a pop of him behind you, Puffin.
Ooh.
And he takes an attack on you. He potentially has two, but we'll see. So I'll just use this one here, lady. Is it going to roll? Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. So the second one didn't definitely hit. It sounds like it. I got a 31 under remarkable. That is a miss, so he misses completely.
And yeah.
Yeah. Just missed too. Oh, so close. So he comes and he tries to cut you with that knife twice. He swings in the air, but he completely misses you. So he's done, and now the big guy. So you've come up and you put a couple of punches in him. He kind of chuckles at you as he looks down. He doesn't have to move. You came to him, and he is going to just grab a hold of you.
He has -4 column shifts.
I know. And his strength's under incredible, so it goes. This goes from 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's under typical. So he's not going to make it probably, but we'll see. Okay. No gong,
Oh.
but no, it should have gonged. Why didn't you gong?
Yeah.
Should have.
14. He just kind of you kind of duck under him as he whiffs. He just tried to grapple you is what he tried to do. So back to the top, which is
Initiative?
GOP, right?
Me. Okay. I don't know if I want to risk getting hit by this guy, but the only way
Or
I'm going to
grabbed.
do any damage is to roll 3 attacks on him, basically.
Nah,
essentially.
probably. That's what it looks like, yeah.
But I could keep him busy while my allies take on the other guys too. That might be a better strategy, though.
So evade him.
So, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Because I mean, I see that's probably the best move. Keep this guy
you see how it
occupied.
comes into play, right?
Yeah.
It's
no,
very, very handy little ability.
Okay, so I'm going to evade him. I'm going to keep him on me while teammates take on his other guys.
Sure.
And then
Keep in mind the only bad thing about evade is that if you roll a white, if you fail, he automatically hits you.
enough. Okay, so I am rolling evade, and I'm doing so at monstrous.
Oof. All right, 28. Once again, you only get a green. You've tried it a couple times. You haven't got those bonuses, but you do evade it completely. So his action, once again, he just takes 2 hammer strikes down on you this turn to try to hit you, but you just nimbly dodge out of the way. The great cloaca is not so easy to hit.
I'm
very good.
quick.
You are quick. That brings it to Puffin. You got this guy behind you now.
Let's see. I'm just gonna shift in the air.
Sure. Yeah, you just got to turn around.
And I'm gonna blast him.
Okay, go ahead. Blast away. Oh.
Oh,
Well, that's
close
a red.
combat too. That makes
that's
sense.
a stun. And take your second attack too, as well, please.
Do I get karma?
Yes, you do. You
Yeah,
get 20.
you get 20.
Second one
Second
misses.
is a miss.
But that's all right. You do 16 points of stun damage to him, and he's already sitting on a bunch of damage anyway. He's still up as far as health is concerned, but I don't know that he'll be conscious. Go ahead and give me a. He's got a remarkable endurance or fitness. Go ahead and make his stun roll for me, please.
Okay.
You want to roll low, just so you know.
Okay.
31 underneath the remarkable is indeed a white. Roll a 10-sider and see how many rounds he's out.
Okay. 1 second. All right.
9
All
rounds.
right.
So he's out of the
nice.
combat. So this guy's a scrawny little Polish guy with a snidely whiplash mustache, of course. And he uses his a power, because he does have a power. He can blink. He and his brother. And he showed up on you. Ha ha! Stab, stab, and he misses. And then you just literally egg him in the head with your telekinesis, and out he goes. 9 rounds. He's out of this combat, I would assume, unless you guys. Wow, that would be bad. Anyway, so then we come down to Lady. Now, Lady, the guy that GOP knocked through the wall is stirring, and of course you have the big guy.
Okay.
Just focus on the other two. Get them out of the fight, and then help
Yeah.
me with this guy.
Gonna focus on the guy that's stirring. See if we can keep him. I guess I got flour there to him.
Unstirred. Keep him shaken, not stirred.
Yeah, keep him stir him up.
Desperate for you can take 5 karma for that. Why not?
Thank you.
Haven't
Thank
given
you.
anything. You haven't really tried much today. So.
I know. I was like, I gotta at least make a little attempt tonight.
Yeah, it's true.
So yeah.
Let's see, not grappling. I am flying toward him. I'm gonna shoot him with air.
Sure. Well, that's what your ability is. Now, when you're using these powers, lady, you want to think about how is there other ways I can use it, and you could attempt to start making power stunt type of attacks, like maybe, grappling or
knocking his feet from
walls.
underneath him.
No, that you can do that with what you have. You want to think about different things you could do. Anyway, that's a good hit. We're under your power rank for this is excellent, right? So 77 is a yellow. And of course, this is under force, so it's just like I said, it's just a bullseye. So it doesn't give you a stun or a slam. Yeah. But you hit him, and you do an additional 16 points of damage to him. And the area has damage on top of him. Puffin.
Yes.
This guy is clean out, just straight up KO'd on the ground. The action in the other room, you see. I can't remember your character's name again, lady.
Terry.
Terry is engaging the other brother. And of course, you see the great cloaca is nimbly dodging here or there as the big guy tries to squish him like a gnat. What are you gonna do?
What are you going to do? Puffin?
I think I'm going to hit the big guy.
Okay. Go ahead.
Never mind.
Okay, so that's 28. No, that misses. So you take a shot at the big guy, but he accidentally misses it because he's so earnest in smashing the cloaca that he inadvertently dodged you. Back to the top. Because he takes 2 big hammer fists at you and he misses. Back to you, Puffin.
Go back to me again.
GOP.
Me. Okay. I want to do the same thing I did last round. Evade. These guys probably getting pretty frustrated, I would assume. But yeah, evade.
Yeah, no, that's the smart thing to do. You don't want to get hit by this guy.
I definitely do not. All right, so I'm rolling for that.
Yep.
Oh,
Nice. Now, this is, of
20.
course, now you got to keep this in mind because this could give you potentially 4 attacks, right? This gives you +2 column shifts. You're under monstrous, but that puts you at unearthly, so you don't get to take advantage of it completely. However, at unearthly, you can take 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks.
Yeah, the next round I'm going to hit him. But it probably
However, I don't know that your damage adds up to the 4th attack mattering, though. I don't think it would because excellent and excellent and remarkable. Excellent and excellent, excellent, remarkable is incredible. Yep. So you could do 37 points of damage to him next round if you hit
if I
all.
hit all 4.
Well, I think you only need 3 to be honest with you. The
Okay.
4th one really isn't going to help you in this situation. But anyway, so you've evaded very well, and you notice that he's getting really angry, and you see this kind of glow coming about him. Particularly his fists are glowing, kind of glowing. It's like this energy sheen around them or over them, and he takes his attacks on you, and he swings 3 times this time. And the last one hits a column and just shatters, splinters it, right? But of course, he completely misses you. Puffin.
I see him break the column, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is the roof is the top? If I fly up as high as I can and like pancake myself against the roof, am I tall enough to high enough up to
Sure, this is a
avoid?
warehouse, so the roof is probably 30 feet high.
Okay, so I'm going to go up out of his reach
Oh, yeah, that's easy.
and blast him.
Okay, so take your shot.
Okie dokie. So let's see here. Oh.
Okay, that's a
39.
hit. Roll again.
Okay. What'd
And
I
that
get?
is also a hit. All right, so you do you have excellent power rank, so that's excellent to remarkable. So you do 26 points of damage to him. And once again, that is exactly what he has in resistance. If you rolled a stun or a slam, you could potentially have effect on it, but you didn't. So
Well,
this
is his resistance energy or is it just physical resistance at that level?
Oh, that's a fair point. No, it
Yeah.
would it would be it would you're right, it would be 10 points. So you do 10 points of damage to him. Yep, you do 10 points of damage to him. So he gets hit from a distance and he kind of looks up at you. He doesn't seem to be too bothered by your 10 points, but you do. Good point. Glad you remember that. Lady.
All right. I was flying toward this guy. Can I he's still getting up. Can I tackle him down again? That's a grapple though.
Well, actually,
I
he's
don't know
on
if
his feet this round. He gets to act.
So
Yeah, no, that
blast
would
him.
be either a charge or I don't know that you're physically built for such things.
No, I'm not.
So don't do things that would break your body. You wouldn't do that.
Okay, shooting at him again then.
Okay. Is this the only ability you have? Is just that? You don't have any other ability.
I have flying and I have the bolt.
So that's it.
Can
All
you
right. Well, then there you go.
Yeah.
Go
can
ahead.
you suck the wind out of his lungs?
No, she would have to power stunt such a thing, and of course she'd
That
be
was
a
a power
criminal.
stunt. You
Well,
can suck the air out of somebody's lungs for a certain time till pass out, then you let go and it naturally breathes in.
It would be considered a lethal attack, which would be a crime.
It's like choking somebody.
It would be a
You can
crime.
choke them till they pass
lady.
out.
It would be a crime.
Only if
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
dead.
Only if they're dead. That's what I think.
As long as in the end they don't die.
Just remember,
That is-
it sucks to be a hero sometimes. But
True.
go ahead, lady. Make
Yes,
your
it
attack,
does.
please.
86.
That's a nice
Oh.
hit. That's a yellow. Once again, it has to be a red to have any kind of roll off with him, but you hit him very solidly. And this guy doesn't have any armor. So 16.
Wait,
So
what were you rolling though? What at what
under
point?
excellent. She's under excellent.
Oh yeah, she
She
was
doesn't have
almost
any
there.
bonuses. She doesn't have anything built into combat
All right,
whatsoever.
all right.
She went for investigations and stuff, which is cool. We need it. Um, this guy is looking in bad shape, but he's still standing, however. That brings us to me. Now the big guy is, of course, misses you. Although he's getting mad that he's not being able to hit you. It's like stand still. But the other guy, what is he going to do? Is he going to bravely wade into combat? No, no, he's going to run the fuck away. That's what he does.
Fair enough. That makes sense.
So he takes his double move and he goes through a back door in this building.
And they can also teleport too, you said, right?
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry. That's what he does. Yeah, he teleports. So you don't see him, but you have no idea what his range is. So he blinks out of existence. Nevertheless, brings us back to the top. What are you doing? You just going to keep running from this guy?
That might make more sense because as long as Puffin can actually hit him, then we can just wear him down till the end of his fight. Because if I get hit, I'm screwed. This is probably like, yeah, we could take him out quicker if I actually take the. Because what I would roll it unearthly, you said, and get 4 attacks.
Yeah, but you only need 3 though. But they would be more. The unearthly, amazing, remarkable are certainly better than it's a higher set from the beginning. You might as well take it.
Yeah, and if he hits me and knocks me down, then oh well. All right, cool. And if I have to, I can add karma after the roll, right? Just in case something bad happens.
Karma can be, yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Have
We're gonna
your
do it.
kids call for backup.
All right. All right. Cool. So unearthly. Yep, that's what I was expecting to happen. Okay.
Oh
Well,
no!
the good thing is you only need 8 karma to make it successful, though.
Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. So take your next attack under amazing.
All right. I knew that was gonna happen. Okay. Yeah. Right. 25 under amazing.
25. That is 1 point of karma to make it successful.
Yep. I guess I'm just blowing through my karma right now.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing.
And remarkable.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Okay. Remarkable.
Nice. So that hit for sure. Like I say, you could take a 4th, but it wouldn't matter anyway. That
well,
right
does
there
it take
is
him out of the fight if we hit the 4th or no? Like I
No,
might
it
as
won't
well.
do anything. It won't do anything whatsoever unless you hit a stun or a slam. I mean, it's possible. Those are all green. You could take it anyway. I mean, why not? You have access
Yeah.
to it. If you happen to roll a yellow or a red, you could be useful
Okay.
because you
Why
will
not?
be doing damage to him this round. So the stun and slam would take effect.
Can't add a dodge now at the end, so that wouldn't.
No,
work.
no, 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 no.
Yeah.
You have to
Okay.
do that first.
So, yep. I mean, it won't hurt. It won't hurt for me to reroll or to roll another time.
And it's not going to hurt. Yeah. 60.
Okay.
And that is under, let's see, they go down, 2, 3, it's under good, 60. It is a green, so it doesn't matter.
Yep.
All right. But
Okay.
anyway, so therefore, what happens with his successful attacks? They're starting under excellent, right? So excellent and excellent is remarkable. Excellent and remarkable is incredible. Excellent and incredible is nothing. Okay, but you do 37 points of damage to him, which does 10 points of damage to him. Unfortunately, there are no stuns and slams in there. That would have been useful, actually.
Which is
But yeah, but
same amount of damage that Puffin is doing.
it is.
Well.
And this guy's endurance is, his fitness is fairly high anyway, so his chances of not being stunned or slammed are higher. However, that's your attack, and finally you slow enough down where he can try to get a hold of you. But
Yep.
He's not his turn yet. Puffin,
Hello, I'm Puffin.
the big guy is still in the room.
Cool. I'm gonna continue to try to blast him.
Okay.
Never mind.
Okay. One of your blasts go wheeling over his head. Lady, what are you doing? The little skinny mustachioed fellow is left the room.
I figure he's going after the flying thing. So I'm gonna head out.
Lady, do not do
Yes.
this. Focus your attack on the big guy, lady. Please.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Focus my boom booms.
Yes.
So I'm not doing very well with it.
Well, it is kind of weak. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. Well, the
If
thing
I
is,
roll
well,
100 though, I
hold on a
still
second. Let me
hit.
think. The simple fact of the matter is you can only do 16 points of damage to him, which is not enough. Oh, no, it's energy, so it'd be literally the bare amount. You would have to roll a red to be able to get any effect out of your roll. So maybe you should go after the other guy, but you don't know where he's going.
Just do the damage. Honestly, that's
If
my
you roll a red,
recommendation.
there's a chance of stunning him. So
I mean, every point of damage counts.
she's not going
So,
to do damage.
well,
It's
you
I
gonna
said
won't
she's
be
going
doing
to do
damage.
But
just
if she
the
rolls a
minimum.
red, she could stun him.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, never mind then. I thought you said you would do like a bare minimum damage, but
No,
alright.
no. He's
Yeah.
to energy attacks, which is effectively what they have. They're both
Mhm.
under force for their columns, but it is not physical. Therefore, it falls under that category. His defense is
Yeah.
only 16, which is
Oh,
equal to
okay.
her damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So that's a
missed.
hit. You do hit him, but it's not enough to get through his resistance. A red, we would have had to make
Please
a
come
roll.
through.
But anyway, so now it's his turn.
Mhm.
Finally, you slowed down enough for me to try to do something with you, and he's pumped up now. His boost and everything is on, so I'm going to go ahead and just try to hit you. With his boost, he's under amazing, so he could potentially have 3 attacks. We'll see how that goes. I'll just use ladies right here. So
Don't be taking my good rolls.
Why is mine not loading? I don't know why
it
Wonder
did
why it
load,
went off for.
and I missed. Okay, I'm going to let it be. I'm not going to augment that. So he's so mad he puts both hands together and smashes to hit you, and he just missed you, and he literally cracks the floor right in front of you, but he misses. GOP.
Okay, cool. I'm going to do what was working for me this whole time, and I'm just gonna let Puffin be the main damage guy because
Yeah, it's not going
it's
to be
gonna be
enough. It's not going to be enough.
he can do damage over time.
I'm just
It's
telling you,
gonna
we're going to be here all night.
and he's gonna get tired, or I am, but
All right,
that'd
go
be
ahead, do
I
what you're
can't
doing.
I can't do any damage. I can do literally the same amount of damage Puffin can.
Mhm.
And I'm like keeping all this guy's attacks absorbed on me. So there's no better strategy here.
That's fair.
Our main damage dealer isn't here. So
No, he's not. That's hurting you for sure. So we're evading. 53 is a green. So you simply.
I didn't roll that. Who
No.
rolled that?
Well, who rolled
No,
that?
I'm
Oh,
just
Puffin.
rolling for my attack whenever it comes my turn.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
I thought you
well,
were saying for me to attack because I'm the only one that does damage. I'm like, okay, well, I'm
no.
blast.
I gotta roll. Be monstrous.
Oh, okay. I thought you were telling me to roll. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
All right,
it's
green.
green.
Puffin, your first attack hits. Roll your second, please.
Okie dokie.
Misses. All right, so no damage this round. And lady, what are you doing?
I literally know I can't do anything to him, right?
Well,
so
if you roll a red,
Yeah.
he has to make a stun
Okay.
roll.
Mm-hmm.
Wait
Try
a
critical.
minute. I'm gonna like
Nope.
Oh,
when it comes to my turn, I have something I can do to help Lady.
Okay, now, lady,
Oh,
keep
cool.
in mind you have spirit and you have karma.
I used a lot of spirit a while ago.
All
So I've
righty.
only recovered
Yeah,
39. Well, 49
well, every day
is
you
what I
get
use.
your empathy back. All right.
Yeah.
Back to to me. Hmm. This guy is not that stupid. He can't get the monkey in front of him. The other two are flying. So what he does is he takes a few steps backing away from you, GOP, and there's a forklift behind him. He picks it up and he's going to hurl it at one of these guys. Let me see here. Improvised. So 1 through 5 is Puffin. 6 through 10 is Lady.
Me! Hit me! No.
Puffin.
Okay, Puffin.
Good thing I have a
So
force field.
he is. I'm assuming you guys have your resistances. He's throwing this at you, which is modifying because of the strength of that. So it would be actually be able to do his strength and damage. So he's going to under his current boost, he's under amazing. So let me go ahead and make that roll. Oh, excuse me. No, he's under incredible. No, that throwing is. Let me check real quick. Yeah, no, he's under incredible currently. So he throws it at you. He got a 42 under his incredible. That is a green under throwing. That is a hit. So he literally throws a forklift at you, Puffin, and he
Hooray!
hits you with it. Now, your force field, how much damage does that reduce?
It's good
It's
quality.
good. Okay, so therefore it's 8.
And then I have my armor that I wear, which is 26.
Yeah, they don't stack. You get to pick one or the other.
Then I'll
So
pick
the
the
armor.
armor.
26.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 20, obviously you take the higher. You take 26, very, very nice. So that you take 11 points of damage as this forklift hits you and bounces you, and you kind of just roll around it. I didn't roll a stun or slam, so you don't have to make any rolls. He does 11 points of damage to you, however. As in this forklift continues on, it puts a big hole in the corrugated steel wall beyond, making a big crash and a lot of noise. GOP.
Okay, so here's a question: when my corrosive attack, what would that be counted under? Would that
Energy.
go under?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's not
that
energy. When you're making your attack, you're under whatever column you are. Like these guys are both using force, right? But that is actually energy, and therefore potentially a kill, right? Which is why it's dangerous to take that power. But as far as his armor is concerned, it is, and it's not physical, so he would be only have 16 protection from that.
and also, let me go and read my corrosive thing. Power ranks damage. Okay, so it does damage over time.
hmm
Um, may also affect materials and body armor.
He doesn't have body armor. He has he's kind of got this
Natural
guy's a
armor.
TK guy, but he's kind of like Superboy the way he uses it.
Okay,
So
so my
it
corrosive
wouldn't
attack
corrode.
wouldn't actually. Yeah. Okay.
Well, no, it might
Fair
do
enough.
damage because he's only got 16 protection. What is your corrosive damage?
It's good, but with
So it
my
wouldn't do shit to him. Yeah, okay.
one of them wouldn't. But
But you can do something to the floor he's standing on.
Yeah, but it's just earth. There's earth.
no.
We're not on an upper floor, lady.
Yeah,
Okay.
that wouldn't work. Okay, well, yeah,
You
I
do
mean, because
know
if
it's
I
31
have,
after the hour.
Yeah, I
yeah,
know we
well,
are. You guys are
Okay.
taking forever.
I know. But if I get 3 attacks, that wouldn't be enough. Never mind. Okay, I'm going to run in and try and get him to fight me again. That's the best I can do. Let's
How long
see.
it's going to take for backup to get here?
What's
You
up?
guys haven't called any.
We haven't
Yes,
called
I
any backup.
did.
Oh, when did you call backup?
Around 2 rounds ago.
Okay,
No,
never. Well,
I
no, I
told
never heard you say
Kitty.
anything about that. You didn't say
Okay.
anything about that.
we'll just say you call back.
Kitty, get us back up, please.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Kitty's like, are you sure?
Yes.
Because
You don't.
she's like, all right. So, where am I here? We're back to the top. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'm going to since he's not paying attention to me anyways, and I have to spend my stuff. I will do because I should be up column 2, so I'll do 4 attacks on him. Then I guess that's what I'm doing.
Why
But,
would you be under column 2? What are you talking about?
I should be up columned because last turn I did evade.
That doesn't matter. It only happens that turn. Yuri took your +2 bonus from your evade. That's no longer in effect. So you
Okay.
either have to evade again, or dodge, or just straight attack. That benefit is no longer in effect. Yuri used it. You only get one
Okay.
use.
I thought I evaded last turn, but that's fine. Okay, and then I will. I'll evade again. Like I'll get up and evade again, and I don't think I
Oh,
can.
that's right. You did, but you rolled a green. That's right.
Yeah. So, could I try and can I try and try and get him to come back and fight me again? Like, would I be able to roll for that, or would that take one of my actions?
They would take one of your actions for sure. Yeah, taunting. Yeah,
Taunting.
yeah. You only
Okay.
get one in action anyway. You get a move and an action, so your action would be taunting. Yeah.
Mm. All right, fair enough.
Spray him with cloaca juice. That's a great taunt.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to I'm going to try and get up in his face again to maybe kind of block his view a little bit while I evade.
Okay.
You know.
Make an evade roll.
All right. Let me roll that. Yeah. 83.
Nice, nice. And that's under monstrous, right?
Mhm.
That is a yellow, so minus +1 column shift to attack next round.
Okay.
Puffin.
Yes. Oh well, let's try to give him some bonk. Bonk check.
Oh
Nope.
boy.
Oh wow, that sucked. Lady, what are you doing?
You know, can I
Gonna
make
go get the victim and get them the hell out of here.
Okay. You
I'm
spend
gonna.
your round doing that. What was that, Puffin?
I was gonna say I do have the energy blaster on my hip. You know, my alien gun. I could have thrown it to Lady and let her take pot shots at him.
Oh,
Might
I
have been
see.
able.
It does a little bit more damage than she's got.
But I don't
Uh,
really have the
Yeah.
skill for
Well,
it.
the problem you guys have is you don't have your heavy hitter here as far as combat. That's a problem.
Mhm.
And honestly, GOP and Puffin's characters are kind of in a weird space because Lady's character is not powerful in the fight, but she has useful skills that come into this game. I don't know with you, GOP. You can't hit for any kind of damage, and you don't have any useful skills. So
Well, yeah, where I'm currently sitting.
We
I
are
mean,
the B team.
you are.
well, I mean, I can dodge all day, but
You
you know,
can.
I
No, you're
can't.
good at that. But
I
you
don't
can't
have
put
the.
out any kind of damage, and you don't have any kind of detective skills. Yeah.
Well, I can't put out any damage against a character like this because that's not really how my character was built. I can
That's
fight
true.
other characters and do really well. I can avoid hits, but yeah, I mean, I
That's true.
wasn't meant to be the tanky high
No,
damage
and
kind
he's
of guy.
missing because if Tower was here, this guy would have been dealt with. But that's all
Yeah,
right. You
exactly.
call for backup, and a portal opens in the room, and flying out are the Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
Hey!
They arrive and they put this guy down in one round.
Of course.
That would make sense
Matter of
because
fact,
they're
Karzov basically takes him out by himself. Although Saber definitely seems to be getting some effects, and Zephyr has powers very similar to yours, lady, but she's basically shielding the area they're fighting in to protect you guys. Flare just kind of sits there. She seems to be the one that opened the portal. She's just looking pretty and watching, but Karzov deals with it. He's your tower, right? And they're
yeah.
able to put this guy down very quickly. And
Helping the victim.
Zephyr,
so
who's
he's
super
alive.
sweet girl, comes over and says, "Are you all okay?"
Yeah, I knew we really couldn't deal with him, so.
Saber is incredibly dismissive of your inability to deal with the most minor threats. is the look on
Mhm.
his face. Flair is just pretty. Karzov, after dragging the guy behind him, comes over and says, someone do Russian for me. Yeah, nice evening. We should drink vodka, but in Russian.
Oh, Svedonia, comrades, how are you doing today?
Thank you. That's what I
Very
wanted.
nice.
Yeah, he's a gregarious, jolly fellow. Zephyr's super sweet. Saber's a dick.
That
And
makes sense.
Flair is, but he's got sponsorship. And Flair is she's just pretty. Okay,
Of course, she got sponsorship.
damn, better believe it. Yeah, but these guys deal with it, and they kind of filling out their own little paperwork. Karzov is asking you all a few questions. Zephyr is very concerned about your well-being. You guys aren't supposed to be on right now. What are you doing?
You know, we had some work that needed to get finished, and we happened to be strolling by, and we saw a crime being committed.
This is
So
the
we,
middle of nowhere.
fancy place for a stroll, eh?
I got hit with a
Checking on the
forklift.
victim.
You did get hit with a forklift. But
Uh-huh.
anyway,
It's
so
going to be a
that's
fun
done.
experience to sell.
However, we'll wrap it up next week as far as
Yeah.
the aftermath. But the one thing you know from this big guy you're fighting, though, you don't know what his name is, but you do know one thing: he ain't no cat man.
That's true.
That's true.
So we'll pick that up next week.
Excuse me, sir. Are you a pussy? What?
He's
It's not a
he's
cat.
unconscious.
Yeah.
One of the guys did get away. The other one is still out, and Flair
Yeah.
goes and she wraps him. She can actually make portals, and she wraps him in one and just kind of holds him in stasis. These guys are another level above you guys. But
2, 3 levels above us.
well, not really. Tower could be part of the Paw Patrol,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But you guys are training to be so. And with that said, we had a lot of good role playing, people stayed in character quite well. We had a lot of detective work, which is always awesome. And we did, in the end, succeed in defeating level 1 bad guy.
And I got us in trouble with the police.
Yeah, but you did.
That
but
happens.
to be fair,
We always get in trouble with police.
your action was not outside of reason, though.
Yeah. Exactly.
It wasn't like you were being stupid. It's not. I mean, it's understandable what happened, which is why Yo-Yo Mama didn't get that pissed. Because honestly, you walk into a place and your team is under attack. Of course, what are you going to do, right? It just worked in their favor in that particular situation. If you hadn't have done that, some corruption would have done. It would end up exactly the same, but it just would have been more blatant on my part. Nevertheless, with all that said, of course, I gave out some bonus experiences today. A couple of reds were rolled. Those are 20 right there. But everybody gets 375 karma points.
Woohoo!
All right.
All righty. But that's good because all of that detective stuff and all those kind of things, that earns you a lot of karma in the game, right?
Mhm.
That's really
Indeed.
good karma. Combat, because there were 3 guys, they're all ultimately defeated, right? You don't have to beat them directly. It's just you have to end the situation. Of course, they have their big chunks of karma they throw out at you, but all that role playing and skill rolling is good karma. Anyway, any questions?
No. It'll be nice next week if we get Tower back, and then we'll have damage
Well,
again.
he is your heavy hitter because he can put
Yeah.
out damage, and he's tough. He's your front line. He's your Karzov, right?
Yeah.
And Saber is kind of a speedster, kind of like you, right?
Mhm.
Zephyr is literally lady, and Flair is the weird one, Puffin.
Yes, I'm the weird one.
So it all works out. Nevertheless, we'll
Me
see
and
you all
Flair can
next week.
exchange
Keep in mind,
information.
keep in mind, in 2 days we got Drone Recorder Ultimate Edition. I'm not sure exactly what we're doing. Next week we will either be continuing with this or we're going to do a one shot with the creators of Mystic. What was it?
Days.
Days?
Mystic Days. So we might have the creators in here with Bill, who's the artist for the project. Of course, Sean recorded last week. We covered that. Hopefully, they'll be in here, and we'll be doing a little one shot with the creators and some pre-made characters, which is cool because I haven't played a pre-made character in forever. We got Amy. Hi, Amy. It's a cute
Hey.
map.
Hello.
So says the mistress of cute,
Who is the mistress?
Amy. Amy Lester.
Right.
But anyway, she is certainly the boss of cuteness. Officially. You never seen her art, have you? All right.
Nope.
But she's quite amazing. Nevertheless, thank you all very much. We'll see you guys next week, no matter what. So come on back. Later.
Goodbye.
Later.
Bye bye.